And
that's messy as shit.
We are live. Welcome back for the long-awaited return of Plot Hunters. Of course, like on my phone, I gotta sit through the ads to see anything. Oh, thank you, Grimloss. You returned.
Grimloss.
You're my blades bud.
you have come back to us.
From beyond
Grimloss has not been lost.
hiatus.
Blades forever.
Not so lost after all.
Not so lost.
Announcements. We're back. We're of course sponsored by wonderful Roll20, which we use for our virtual tabletop. You can go to roll20.net and make a free account and be able to play online with friends and spend enormous amounts of hours making your own maps and all that fun stuff. We're also friends of the Nerdsmith Network. If you go to nerdsmith.org, there's a bunch of D&D related content there, podcasts, other streams that you can follow, so go check them out. How are you guys doing?
I'm so excited to be back. Oh my god, I missed y'all so much.
I'm surprised that you remember us in your dozen or so games that you've been in.
Okay, first of all, rude. Second of all, you're like my family. What the fuck? I would never forget y'all.
I like how everybody has
Are you
like,
guys
their
again?
professional blurred backgrounds except for me and PB.
Oh yeah.
Wait, who are y'all? I don't remember.
You hopped into the wrong
We have Solani, we have Jenna, Peanut Butter,
Text notes.
Peanut butter.
Ash.
So, where we last left off, I did rewatch our last episode today, because I didn't remember half the stuff that happened either. But where we last left off, you are all heading to the Underdark. You went to Skullport, had a few adventures there, found the Hot Elf twins, which I will bring up a picture of them just to remind you, because you need those. Those are important. These are the Hot Elf twins. I'll show chat as well. Oh,
Crucial.
hang on. I gotta fix the screen because I realized that I don't have the Roll20 thing on here yet. So let me fix that. This is what happens when I haven't done this in way too long.
Yeah,
I
right.
don't have our combat screen yet.
Anyway, they're hot and they're twins.
They're hot and they're twins.
Audio
That's all you need to
description.
know.
What
They're
are they,
hot.
twinks?
They're hot dark elf twins.
Delph.
No.
Delph?
Delph?
Yeah.
Delph? Delph.
Elf?
Delph?
I'm
Delph?
just gonna repeat this.
Yeah.
Yes, just over and over. Yeah, keep buying me time. There you go. That's what I need you to do.
Oh, they're gorgeous.
We're establishing
I love
Delph
them.
Point right now.
I am,
Yeah.
and now I'm kind of sad because I feel like you're gonna be disappointed when you see the other two that I have mentioned.
Lonnie, here's the thing. We went over this. I will get hot and bothered over anything with pointy ears and cheekbones.
Okay, fair enough. He does have pointy
No,
ears,
please do
for
not give
sure.
me a weird humanoid that does not have any cheekbones, because that would be a little on the weird side, but
No cheekbones? That is a little odd.
cheek, flesh.
We're almost there. There we go. Keep talking.
Oh.
How
How was your
let me
vacation?
see. Oh,
Did you know Fruit Loops, all the flavors
I
are
meant
the
something
same?
on the topic of dating,
Oh.
but we can go Fruit Loops, that's fine.
Let's
We
go
can
Fruit Loops.
I need to hear this now.
Yeah,
all
Fruit
Fruit
Loops.
Loops taste the same.
What?
I
Yeah.
hate to tell you this.
That is
I
a
didn't know
lie. That
It-
is
no,
a
it's-
lie.
It's true. I tested it because my sister told me this, and I yelled at her, and I was like, "You're wrong, and you're lying to me." And then she told me also Applejack
There we go.
and Fruit Loops are the same cereal. It's just the same. What is it called?
Shape.
Flavor?
Like it's the same like.
Is it just
the
psychological
circles.
that we think that they're different?
form factor?
Yeah.
There's just
Yeah.
there's no more
Porous?
cinnamon?
They
The
have like
word
the
that
only
I'm
thing is
looking
they
for
add
is
cinnamon.
porous.
I mean,
Taurus. No, like the loops. The loops are the same.
Yeah,
There you
Taurus. The shape
I
of
mean,
the
you know,
Taurus.
would you say cinnamon toast is just
Like-
toast? You know.
Like not a zodiac symbol Taurus, but like Taurus.
Back to the game.
The shape itself is a total Libra.
Now we're talking about
Anyways,
social
I'll
zodiacs. Okay.
This is not
anyways,
sponsored by Kellogg's, by the way.
not.
I hate them.
We last left off with you guys visiting, finding the two twins and learning about these portals. This portal system that exists in the Underdark, that were basically originally shrines to illustrate the Dark Lady, and those who worshipped her escaped the Underdark when Lolth took over, and they used this portal system to basically escape. And at the end of the last episode, I had Nim give like Alina this necklace. We're gonna retcon that because we're not doing that. We're doing a completely redid the whole system, so we're not doing that.
Listen, I didn't even fucking remember, so
That's cool. You don't got a necklace.
I don't have a necklace.
But
That's fine.
is there anything that you want to ask the twins before they activate the portal to take you into the Underdark? This is a one-way trip. You don't know when you're going to be back to the surface. Yes.
Is there anything that the two of you can recommend as far as best practices go? Like any crash course tips come to mind at all?
Best practices, what specifically?
Just what what to do if you run into this horrific monster, or
We fight
like
it and
don't
kill
go
it.
near this, or like don't go near the purple fungus with the red dots. Like oh shit, I have a list of things to pick.
You do have a
What?
list of things to pick. You're gonna get some fungus for that lady.
Yeah.
Which I can
Oh, yeah.
share.
I'm gonna weed the entire Underdark.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna find underweed.
Okay.
Varen is just playing Monster Hunter.
Underdank.
Underday.
Pretty much.
Dang.
Yeah, you have your Underdark fungi that you can also search for. Basically, they will say that they themselves have not been spent a whole lot of time in the deeper levels of the Underdark. Like, they have existed kind of on the outskirts. There are quite a lot of dangers there. Be stealthy. Don't make a lot of noise. Noise can carry very, very far and can get you into a lot of trouble.
Question.
Yes. I'd like to pick Cruise lightly.
Do we know where this portal leads to?
You have no idea. That is part of your the agreement is for you to figure out and
Yeah,
Varen
okay.
to help map.
I did not watch the last episode
That's
today. As it is very clear.
Yeah, when you approach them, they have not activated the portals. They don't know where this one is tied to. So the goal here is for you to try and figure out where it leads, as well as map out the systems as you continue to move through the Underdark and hopefully find other ones.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Pretty straightforward.
What could go wrong?
Obviously, be wary
say
of
that.
other drow. Fair will look at Elena and she will say, not all are as nice as us, as you probably can imagine.
Trust me, I know.
I'm imagining it.
Be very careful down there. Yeah, that's pretty much the main stuff. Be stealthy, don't make a whole lot of noise.
Looks to cruise.
But the Underdark is
Like
also
Kicks
very, very vast, so I hope y'all have enough rations because y'all are going to be out there for a long time.
I bought so many rations, did I? I don't
If anything goes wrong, we can eat Cruise.
I am stringy. You don't want to eat me, you know. You may want to like summon a monster or something, kill that. Maybe get something Varen dried.
I have rations.
God, I have so many things.
Actually, I lied. It is not a one-way trip, technically. You can bamf back to Skullport via this portal should you choose.
Okay.
That is the one place that you can do.
I imagine I would have like refilled on like a lot of mapping, like cartography paper and cartography shit. You know, map shit.
All the fun stuff. Yes,
Yeah, exactly.
I
Also, shock and carving
Lock and barrel?
materials.
Shock and what materials?
Chalk and like a little like hammer and chisel.
Oh, chalk. I think you said shock. I'm like,
yeah.
Oh no.
Question.
cool.
I have in my inventory sequester spell scroll 7th level, but it does not have the spell.
Is it sequester the spell?
Sequester this spell? I don't know.
I think so.
It
Never heard of
sounds
that
like a
spell.
spell.
Sequester.
Oh, it is a spell. Okay, ignore me.
it
Sorry,
is.
guys. I've never heard of this spell before.
I haven't either.
By
Oh,
means of this
shit,
spell,
it's-
a willing creature or an object can be hidden away, safe from detection for the duration. When you cast
It's
the
basically
spell...
cryosleep. I remember this.
Yeah, it's cryosleep.
You can die in cryos.
You can die here too.
That's true. Stay frosty, guys. You can die anywhere.
Fun. Okay. Good to know. Where did you get that? Was that in the
I don't know.
Fucking question.
This lasts until it's the spell, so I can be like, you're gonna be cryo frozen for as long as I say boop.
Frozen.
Okay.
Thank you, HG,
Um,
for at least acknowledging the
Cruziana, do you
horrific
have any-
nature of my person.
Yeah, I didn't
Well-
want to let it go.
Also, I like.
Cruzamira, any questions? Mira's
You
just
know what? My love is a
exploring.
closed door now. I missed watching Ishi laugh. And there we go. There we go.
I don't have any questions. No, thank you.
Can we borrow rations?
Can you borrow rations?
We can go buy. We're just down a tunnel into a city, so we could go buy rations.
Okay, yeah, because I have nothing.
Let's go buy. God, I got so much.
Let's get some
money.
Rice Krispie bars, you guys.
We're kind of rich.
Yeah,
We're kinda
rations are
rich.
not going to cost you very much.
I have a
It's
big
like
deal.
It's 5 silver for a day's worth of rations. You'll want at least a month,
Yeah.
just to be sure. Oh, thank you for subscribing, Homaloo. It's good to see you again.
Thank you. Oh my god.
It's been a while.
I put so many rations.
Yeah, just however many. They're 5 silver, so buy as many as you can.
One ration is for like one meal or like one day.
1 day is 5 silver.
One
day's
day
worth
is 5 silver.
of- Yeah.
Gotta add and buy 10 of them.
By 20.
Oh,
By
okay,
50.
fucking- Hey, Jesus Christ!
Why don't we buy 100 for the group?
Oh, that's a good
Okay.
idea.
You're gonna be living off of Ritz crackers for a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm kind of picturing like hardtack or lumbus bread.
Oh.
Oh,
Them
what's...
best friends.
It's
more
dry.
than
It's jerky, dry fruits, hardtack, and nuts.
Tell them it's right.
I was right with the hardtack.
Nuts.
We're right with the.
Nut.
Yeah, dried
also,
nuts like
Do you
hers.
have? Do you want any additional water skins or anything like that?
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, thank you so much for gifting subs.
You
Oh my, thank you.
Oh my god.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Should we buy more rope or climbing kits just in
Do
case?
you all have?
Huh?
I mean, I suppose you can have extra ones like in.
Rope comes with. But I don't want to buy.
I already have a climber's kit.
I love that emote, Homaloo. That's so cute.
I should get a
Did we buy a
climber's.
few hundred feet of rope though?
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, just whatever the standard price is for those.
Okay, I'll mark that off. I'll buy. I'm just gonna buy 500 feet of rope.
Okay. Shit.
Why not?
You got
Better
your
safe
bag.
than sorry.
What?
I said you got your bag.
I do.
And is there a magic shop here that we can look at? I would like to see if there's anything.
In Skullport, there was the creepy hag who sells zombies. If you want
I
some
don't think we-
zombies.
Yeah. Should we buy potions of healing? Oh, I have a climber's kit.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I think you bought potions last time, but if you need more,
I have, let me see, potions of healing.
I have some greater potions
I have
and
2 potions of healing and 1 greater. 4 greater. I have 4 greater. I think I bought 4 greater, yeah.
got
I have
4
4 superior.
normal, 6 greater, 1 superior.
I have 2 superior. Okay, no, I'm good then. We're fine.
you're good.
It's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah.
And also, our subs can also gift potions should they need it as well. Don't forget.
Can. With your
Please.
bits and subs.
All right.
Give us your bits.
Oh,
After spending
It's in
that was
bites.
aggressive.
after spending a couple hours getting the last bits of your supplies, you return back to Fair and Nim, and you see that Nim has brought out a chest, and you see him bring a slab out of it, a slab of stone that is wrapped in like velvet material. And it looks like a triangle that has been scrawled in very beautiful, delicate carvings. But he looks to all of you and he says, "Are you prepared? Ready to go?"
Yes.
We'll ever be.
Totally.
All right. I believe you did get him a sending or a thingy.
we
an earring.
did.
A earring?
So you can communicate back with him should you need to as you travel. But if you're all set, he says it gestures for you to take your stances kind of not on the circle itself, but just right on the outside of the circle. And you notice that in this circle, so it's almost got kind of a division down the middle with what the remains of a little tower in the center that it looks almost like a pedestal that a statue would have stood on at one point, but has long since gone. But the scroll work around it, you see that there is a chunk, a triangle that is missing from that scroll work. And so you see him kneel over it, and he kind of glances to you and back to Fair nervously, and he just mutters to himself, "I hope this works." And he goes and he sets the slab down into the triangle or into the seal, and you see him close his eyes, and you don't see it, but you feel a reverberation of energy kind of spread throughout the circle. And then he steps back and he says, "Go for it."
Fucking going for it.
All right.
Well, walk in.
As soon as you step into the circle, you see the scroll work start to light up. Like those chargers, those magical circle chargers.
Yeah.
Magic circles. And so the scroll work starts to light up, and the whole area. You see for a moment, it almost sounds like the humming of an engine, and you see a little bit of like dust kind of shake the area, and everybody kind of looks around a little bit nervously. All the kobolds who are hanging out there, excavating, look out nervously. But before you can say anything, you are gone, and you blink. And you find yourselves in a very, very dark place. Truth.
Like mentally or?
Mentally, we're already
I
there.
feel like very.
Physically, yeah.
Everybody except Cruz has dark vision. Cruz, you got your goggles on.
I got my goggles
Your
on. I look
goggles?
cute.
Okay. From where you wind up, the first change that you notice is that there is a heaviness to the air. It is very sort of humid. There's no breeze, obviously. It's very still. So unlike the area where you were before in Skullport, which does have some connections to the ocean, you don't feel any. It just feels really just thick. It's thick air.
How many C's?
I would say at
So
least
many
4.
seeds.
4 seeds. And as you land and you take a glance around, you see that you're on a similar circle. However, this particular circle is very badly damaged. Like your glance looking it over, you see the scroll work start to dissipate on a good half of the circle, where the other half is just missing. Like it has been shattered, and you're actually kind of surprised that it even worked, given the state that this thing is in. However, you do notice that on the pedestal is kind of everything but the head of what looks to be a form of a lady.
A lady.
Alina,
That
you
must
feel
be-
an itching on where the fuck is your tattoo? Okay, on your chest. You feel like a kind of slight, not discomfort, just a noticeable kind of itch there.
As she's just looking at the statue, she's just It's just kinda-
Lily, you got your.
You
You
take a
titty
glance
good?
at it and you notice that your
I
tattoo
titty.
is glowing.
holy shit, my tattoo's glowing, guys.
That's not normal.
Opens her shirt.
You may want to see a cleric about that.
No, it's meant to do this. It's a magical tattoo.
So can we
Tattoo
use it to
that-
like
You didn't know what did.
point us to where we have to go? Like, is it like a dowsing rod?
Could be.
Turn around. Turn around.
It turns around.
You turn around.
Point your chest in directions.
You do not notice any visible change to the glow, but it is a fairly strong glow from where you are.
Oops.
Maybe cover that up.
What color is it glowing?
Edgy.
Bluish? White? No, we'll say white because it's supposed to be
White.
like the moon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll say white.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
She's gonna button it up. You can see the glow under the shirt. She's like, I'm not sure entirely what this means though.
You should wear your backpack like on your front.
I'm not.
My God, like a papoose.
I'm not doing that.
Is there any Is there any indication that there are things, creatures, people, murder nearby?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Ooh, thank you for the raid, Majestic Goose Network.
Ooh, thank
Love
you.
that name.
Majestic Goose
And what a
Network, that is
fantastic
quite
fucking name, too.
Yeah.
Thank
I'm
you
a
so much.
fan.
You said perception. You said
Yeah.
24.
24. Of course, yours are all like super high, except for Cruz. Sorry, Cruz does not pay attention. So nearby, you do see that there is. You're kind of in a depression, and would be
Same.
kind of like
I mean,
a bowl-shaped
Sorry.
room, stone with bits of like fungus, various fungus that would probably be colorful, except for your dark vision doesn't really do color very well. But even from your dark vision, you can kind of tell that there is quite a variety of color that's all growing up the sides, and you can kind of feel like that they're probably the source of a lot of the humidity in this area. But you also notice that as you kind of look around this circle, you
I also
do
look up, very
see-
important.
And look up, yes, and you see the roof of the cavern. It's probably like 50 feet up. Nothing up there, no dragons this time. But you do see that there is some sort of markings along the edge of the part of the circle that is actually no. You see it on part of the circle that's intact, and you also see kind of shards with similar markings on the other side.
2 questions. One, Cruz, do you have light?
Do I have light? No, but I'm pretty sure somebody else does.
I have.
Because
Or
if somebody
dancing.
does, I have some
I have
fungus
dancing
to
lights.
pick.
I'll
great.
I'll snap my fingers. I'll cast that dancing lights.
Also,
soft
yeah, because
purplish glow.
A, I have to pick some fungus, and B, these markings, are they writing or pictograms? Like, what's the deal with these?
Make a intelligence check.
Okay. Straight intelligence, yeah.
Yeah.
19.
19. Yeah, they do appear to be some sort of language that you're not really familiar with.
I will point this out to my other 3 friends and say, this is not Abyssal, Elvish, or Sylvan, so I don't know what the fuck it is.
Is it
It's real.
common, elvish, or undercommon?
It is not.
Is
I
it
don't fucking
Inferno?
know what it
Thieves' Camp?
It is not.
It wouldn't happen to be
Uh,
giant orc.
Pig Latin.
is. Is it draconic that Cruz knows a little bit of?
That I no longer remember from the past.
Hang on, let me check something really quick. What languages? Let's see.
Is it common?
Yeah, it is. It is. In fact,
It's just
a
in plain
common.
English.
It is.
No, it's
right
old.
up
It's
English.
old common, like Beowulf common.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
like ye old English.
Yeah.
Mira,
Older than you, Old English.
you take a glance over it, and I love that you just completely forgot that you could speak Celestial.
I assumed it wasn't.
You take a closer look at it, and it looks similar. It's a little bit different from what you are familiar with, but you can kind of make out what it says. And on the side that is intact, you can make out that it says R deep. And I'll write that R deep. And as you kind of go around the other side of the circle, you see the shards that are pretty easy to kind of put together, and you can kind of make out another word that says
Is your love?
Graxla.
I thought you said Grax
Crackle
slut.
slut.
Yeah, Graxslut. That's exactly what I said.
Is Ardeep where we came from?
Oh.
The city that we were just in?
No.
Make a history check.
Okay.
Whoever wants
Because we're supposed to be in Greckelstug now. 11.
12.
15.
Alina, this would be a great
Ooh.
time for your Underdark knowledge to come through.
For me to what?
to. Make a history check.
Oh, yeah.
24?
24.
Oh, that's not bad. History.
I just saw
Yeah, I guess that's all right.
15?
15.
Okay. God, the
First, don't even bother.
Zoom names.
Oh, I got a 12.
Yeah. I would say that oh my god, Alina, thank you. God, I just blanked on her character's name completely. Alina, you've definitely heard of the Graxlug before because that's part of your research, and you know that it is
Oh, yeah.
it is the city of the Dark Dwarves? Duragar.
Okay.
That's what they're called, and it's supposed to be
Duragar.
very, very deep in the Underdark, and also supposedly very, very hot because it's close to like lava pools.
Okay.
Mira, you have seen the word Ardeep before in your various research as well when you guys went to Candlekeep. Ardeep was, it's kind of like, okay, so Waterdeep is like the area above, Ardeep is the area below. And that you can figure out is actually what Skullport used to be called.
Well,
and
was
we were
kind
in
of right.
Skullport, yeah. So,
Like,
okay.
what right?
So this is telling us where the teleportation circles
The
go.
endpoints, yes.
Yeah. Okay, so
Point A
that,
and point B.
that means we're in Gracklestug? Gracklestug.
Yes.
Slug.
I don't know about you, but I want to go to Sloobeldop.
Listen, we don't have time to go to Sloobeldug. These are not made up names, by the way. These are names on the map.
Make an intelligence check, Alina.
Ooh, Sloobeldop is made up.
Sloobeldop is where we have to go.
I keep
That's cost.
okay, I've been taking notes and working on this campaign, and every single time I write Sloopodop, I spell it completely different because I can't automatically remember how to spell it right.
What kind of check was it?
Intelligence.
Intelligence? Ugh.
Yeah, I think we actually have to go
Plus
to
0,
Sloobeldop.
but I did roll an 18.
Oh, nice. So as you were examining this circle and the way that it's laid out, and the fact that there's a good half of it, the half that says Gratstug, that is damaged, you kind of figure out that this portal actually leads to two different locations.
Okay.
The location you came from was Ardeep. The other location that is damaged that you can't activate or travel to would take you to Gratstug.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Is there any way... Okay. Is there any way to put together the pieces that might say where we currently are? Because it's not hot. You said it was humid.
It is
But-
very, very humid. Make an investigation check.
My friend made me handmade dice, and this is a big boy one, and this is rolling really well for me.
What's it made out of?
Resin, and it's got little
Ooh.
sparklies.
Ooh,
I don't know if
very
you can
nice.
see it. It's got purple sparklies in it.
It looks kind of glowy.
Yeah,
Looks
it is
tasty.
glowy. It's like
Okay, friend.
Oh, let me put that over there. You said what kind of check? Intelligence?
Investigation.
Investigation. +0, but I did roll a 17. Thanks, friend.
Yeah. As you are trying to figure out what this location is, you step a little bit closer to the pedestal that has this half woman, and you feel this wave of warmth come over you, and you feel it, like you definitely feel it kind of centered in your tattoo. But for just a very, very brief moment, it's almost as if you kind of enter a half dream state where you see what the statue used to look like. It almost is superimposed. And you see that it is a woman holding a jar with liquid pouring out of it. And you definitely see that there, like, at some point there was water in this area. And you see an inscription on the missing part of this person. You can't read it because you don't know how to read Celestial, but you
Can I sound it out?
Real question, is Celestial glyphs or is it letters?
What's the difference? I thought letters are
So, like-
glyphs.
So, like, for example, like, I could read Spanish even if I didn't speak it because they're still written in English letters, but I couldn't read, for example, like, Russian because it's written in a different alphabet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I feel like they would be more like glyphs.
Okay. Is it something that I could remember? Can I make like a check to kind of remember and then write it out?
Yeah, make an intelligence check.
Come on, big boy. 17 again.
Yes.
Big boy.
Shit, you not.
Are able to definitely remember what these shapes
Okay.
are.
Okay, so you see Elena step over to the statue. There is I would say maybe like there's a little bit more glow to the tattoo, and for a moment there, she just stands still, and then blinks her eyes, and then just kind of like, just takes the paper and starts writing. What does that say? to Mayra.
Make an intelligence check for me just for shits and giggles, Mira. I just want to see.
Ooh, I'm scared. Wait a second. Intelligence?
Please roll a 1. I'm just kidding. Yes.
Well, that's a handy dandy 9.
Now was a great time for a tribute to give advantage on a roll.
Beautiful
Anybody
gowns,
want to give
beautiful
her
gowns.
advantage? Alina, your handwriting is
Anybody.
terrible.
Oh, shit. I'm so
Your
sorry.
handwriting is so bad.
Anybody want to give us a sexy, sexy tribute? Or
Um,
even
actually
like an
writes like
unsexy
this.
tribute. Like, I don't care how sexy the tribute is.
Yeah, I feel like it's like akin to like writing like Chinese characters when you have no idea.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Grimlost,
It is true.
Grimlost coming in hot.
Grimlost,
Hi,
thank
G-Dubs.
you.
Grimlost.
Go ahead and roll again.
Please roll up.
Thank
Please roll
you.
better.
Natural 20.
Oh god.
Grimlost, you
Wait, give me
Grimlost.
a
are
second.
lifesaver.
Give me a second. She'll just rewrite it. Okay, how about this?
It's
Oh, that's so
perfect.
much better. Before it was
No,
like,
no. I'm picturing like Mary just being like, "Girl, it's upside down."
Oh, sorry.
No.
Oh my gosh.
my
Hey,
God.
G-Dubs. Yes, you definitely see that it says. Let me check my notes.
With these nuts.
Where the hell are we? It says Neverlight Grove.
So we're
Ooh.
right here.
Yep. Yeah.
And we have to go to somewhere in the Dark Lake. If I'm not misremembering.
Yeah.
But like in the actual lake.
Should we radio back and tell them that it's Neverlight Grove?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hey guys.
Alina, I think you have the
we
earrings.
died! Oh my
Yeah,
god, you guys,
I-
we're so dead! Oh my
You don't have the okay.
I'm just picturing like it comes
hello?
through all of our earrings, and Mary's just
Hi.
like, Mayra, that's us.
Hello?
Oh,
Hi, Faye?
It's like crackly and there's like a crosstalk and he's just like, who is this?
It's Alina, sorry.
Is something happening? Is something going on right now?
Shut up! Shut up!
I
I'm
know,
trying to have
what
a
are you
conversation.
saying? Is that who is that?
Hello? It's like it's really hard to understand you.
Pass the weed.
I'll take the number 4 with an extra large fry.
No edibles?
Anyway, Alina, what do you
Anyway, she's gonna tell him like, can you hear me? The portal leads to Neverlight Grove,
Neverlight Grove.
and it seems like you can also use this one to go to Gracklestone.
And schooled up.
Yeah, you hear him just kind of whispering, or like not whispering, but like you can hear some talking, but it's very loose connection, like a lot of interference. But he's just like, thank you, good to know. Are you okay? You guys got there fine?
No.
Nobody's injured?
No,
I lost my leg in the middle of the transportation, but it's fine. It's fine. I have wings. It's cool.
she's fine.
What did she say?
Nothing. Don't worry about her. I think I could be wrong. We're not sure yet, but I have a tattoo that lights up near these things, so I might be a detector for these things.
That's interesting. Why
I feel
didn't
like
you
it
mention
could also
that
be something
before?
related to you as a person,
I didn't
considering
know
mine
what it
started glowing
did.
and shit in the forest.
I didn't know what it did. It just happened. I'm informing you now as it happened.
Okay, good to know. I hope that helps you. Good luck.
Thanks. Bye.
Meanwhile, Baron's just like picking fungi. I picked the fungi and the plants.
Okay, for the fungi...
They're underweed?
Where is my
Underweed?
Yeah, or underdeck.
You're
Sorry.
underweed.
Underweed.
Oh my gosh. Let's see.
Wait,
Make a survival check
is
for me.
Okay. Is formal wear in the Underdark just called underwear?
Nice.
That is a 23.
Very nice. Yeah. You managed to find... I should have numbered these. Yeah, you do find that there are... One of the fungus that is on your list is called Pormu, which is the bioluminescent kind of green moss that grows in warm, damp areas. But this one was useful because it can be made into phosphorescent powder. So you do manage to get... Well, it depends on how much time do you want to spend, like, picking things, and how much do you actually want to pick.
How much time is willing to hang out, but I'm not looking for a bag full or anything.
Okay. We'll say that you get, like, 3. They're decent size, like, cupcake size. Cupcake size mushrooms.
3 cupcakes. 3 cupcake-sized mushrooms.
Oh, man, I want a cupcake.
Cute.
That sounds good. Anywho. Anything else? So you want to look around this particular area?
Oh yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look,
Yeah,
see what's
like-
going on here.
Is there any sign of like civilization or houses or people?
Not
Or an exit to wherever we're in.
Not in the immediate vicinity, but you do see that there is. You're in like a little, basically a little old cavern, but you do see an exit. As it's not like a tunnel. It's more like the cavern starts to kind of narrow.
Okay.
Should me and Baron sorry,
Yeah.
mirror voice. Should we like do reconnaissance real quick?
You know, it's a recon.
That's actually very smart, Mira.
Yeah.
How much further ahead do you want to go?
Ooh.
Let's say 40 feet maybe?
40
Or
feet?
30 feet?
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make perception checks.
It's sneakily.
Awesome.
Sneaky, sneaky.
Varen's invisible because she's a bitch.
Oh, you know what? I'll be invisible too.
27.
27.
Perception?
Yeah.
It is a big number.
I figure it's
29?
29.
Oh,
All right.
God.
Yeah, you perceive everything. Everything. Yeah, as you start moving forward through this cavern, you definitely see that the part of the cavern starts to narrow, and there is what looks to be a former like stream bed that you can definitely see has kind of cuts through this area and leads down into the more narrow part. You see that there is, yes.
Is there an indication of whether it was a water stream or a lava stream?
Oh, it was water.
Okay.
There's not, yeah, it doesn't look like it was melted. It's not that, it doesn't have like a kind of glassiness or anything like that. It definitely looks like water. And there is some growth in those little rivulets as well. You also find the remnants of just bits of stone that might indicate that there once was a road or a trail here at some point. Long since overgrown with vegetation and fungi. But
So we're thinking maybe kind of like a remnant of either a civilization or
Yeah, the guys who built the disc things, the portals,
yeah.
like Valve.
Remember?
Yeah, it took me a second to get what you're talking about.
Oh, nice.
We're close to Grapplestug, which is where deep gnomes live. And,
Yeah, so we have to head southish.
You are not close, just so you know.
Close. We're close in map terms.
Yes.
But these places used to be connected to civilizations and people that used to worship Illustrate that were now killed
Right.
off. So
Okay. So is there any sign of a better maintained path that we can see?
Not from 40 feet from where, as far as you guys have gone, no. It's
Okay.
mostly just what ruins that you can find that are buried beneath overgrowth.
That doesn't look like anybody's been here like anytime recently.
Not for a long
Is this kind of like a tunnel situation or a large cavern situation?
It's like a narrow cavern that starts. It's a cavern that narrows into a tunnel, essentially.
Okay. So I guess we should probably just go down the tunnel and see what happens.
See what happens down the tunnel.
Let's walk around.
Equally.
fuck around, find out.
Or-
Find
Good
out.
times.
What's our formation?
Yeah. I mean, the tunnels initially are fairly wide. In fact, it doesn't always feel like you're just like in a tunnel. It's more just, you just feel like you're just in a large, narrow room.
We'll clump up then.
Can you
We'll
guys
clump.
Cruz, can you disguise yourself?
Disguise myself? What should I disguise myself as? That's a good idea,
How long
but
can you hold it?
Yeah.
I don't have.
You're one to talk. You're a literal celestial.
I can go invisible. So I
For
can
how
do that.
long?
Yeah, 2 out of 4 of us can just be invisible.
How long can you be
10
invisible
hours.
for?
10 hours.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
It's
oh
maybe
my God.
longer, but
That's ridiculous.
Okay.
no,
I'm
2
a
hours.
I'm half drow and I look kind of fully drow.
We're
Says
on level
I.
16. There's so
You
much
just
on
draw
this
your
character
eyebrows a little
sheet.
bit more sharply.
Yeah, let's just give me a second.
I have some kind of disguise
Put
stuff.
on sunglasses so they don't see that my eyes aren't red.
Who has the hat of disguise?
I have it. I can give it to someone.
I have like a disguise spell or something. I know
thought you
I
had
do.
a hat too. I thought
I thought we all
I-
got like some sort
Uncle
of.
Jar Jar was like
I got rid
"Hey."
of mine for some reason.
I like how you
Mind
have no
shielding?
idea what's in your inventory anymore.
Hey,
Oh,
did I dream this? Like,
I mean, to
ooh,
fairly,
I
you guys
do.
have gotten a lot of stuff.
You got a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I can let you borrow my hat of disguise.
I think I need to borrow your hat of disguise.
Okay, I'll
You
give
do
you
have to
my hat of
tune to
disguise.
Do you
Yeah.
have a slot available to tune?
I actually do because I lost the
Oh, the mask. That's right.
the mask. Oh, you know what? Maybe my hat of disguise, I sacrificed that for the mask.
I think you did.
No,
You might
I
have
don't see
sold
her in
it.
here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I probably
I'll
sold
let
it.
you borrow my hat of disguise.
Okay, borrow. As if you ever get anything back from your parents.
Okay, Cruz, I have one too. Take mine. You can just
Oh,
have
you
it.
do?
Yeah, you can just have it.
Is that cruises that you borrowed? Or did you
Maybe.
I
buy
think
it?
she may have bought her
I may have
own.
borrowed
You are.
yours.
I don't
Okay,
know.
I'm gonna take mine back.
It's all history now.
I'm gonna take mine back so my eyes look red and then my ears look a little longer.
Okay, so you now look like a full drow. What are you looking at? Looking like Cruz? Are you gonna go drow too?
I'm gonna go drow. I'm just gonna be like a kind of tall-ish drow, just a little bit conspicuous. But I'm gonna be, homely, nothing to turn your head at.
Okay, unsuspecting drow number 2.
Meanwhile, Varen with bright red hair.
Yeah.
I mean, you can dye your hair if you want to.
No.
All right.
You can
so
leave your
guys
friends
are
behind.
Heading down this tunnel. You're hoping to find civilization, but after several hours maneuvering in all directions, honestly, up, down, left, right, in a circle that you suspect, you figure out that it's going to be a while before you actually manage to find any kind of civilization. Varen, make a survival check for me, since you are mapping out this whole place. Fortunately, the areas that you have traveled in during these first few hours have been fairly direct. You haven't seen many offshoots that are wide enough to fit a humanoid. Like there will be pockmarked areas in the stone where like creatures may go through.
Tiny Varen. 28.
And that is how you lost Varen completely. She went tiny Varen and just disappeared, and you never saw her again. 28. Okay, so yeah, you managed to keep a fairly accurate. It's like you just scribbling on a piece of paper. We're going this way, but you do.
I'm just like along the way, you can hear her muttering like, "I'll refine this later." Close enough.
Yeah, but you do occasionally, every so often, up until the moment that you leave this particular area, you do see still bits of that stone road that once existed here.
Follow that, maybe?
What'd you say?
Should we follow that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we're following that.
Yeah, no, I'm assuming that you're following that, essentially.
Yeah.
All right.
Following. Just eating some jerky on the way.
Eating some jerky on the way. It's not long before you all start getting bored. And the first day passes by
I'm so bored.
fairly uneventfully.
I spy with my little eyes.
Is it more fungus?
More fungus.
No, it's the
Rocks.
feather on your head. Wait, no, I'm not supposed to tell you. Damn it.
It's okay. You'll get it next time. You'll get it next time.
Thank you.
But
That's
as
what you've
you
been
lay
saying
down, you
for
lay down to
5
camp
rounds.
at some point, just somewhere in these tunnels. There's not really a place for you to be off in the area or off road or anything like that here. You just have to make camp where you can. I'm assuming you're doing the usual watch, Varen, with her 4 hours of sleep, during which time you can spend refining your map as you wish.
And keeping an eye out for murder.
For murder, yes.
Yeah, it's for murder.
Make a perception check for me.
Alright. Bad. That's a natural 1.
All right.
Ooh.
Yeah. Nobody got murdered.
Unless
That's
somebody
good.
wants to pop me in tribute. What?
All right. Second day comes and goes. You find yourself heading a little bit further down. There are parts where you go up a little bit over some mysterious hump. You don't really know why the road just suddenly does that or the tunnels suddenly do that, but in general, with Varen's guidance, you are generally heading down deeper into the earth. You find that the humidity seems to be getting slightly thicker as you continue.
Oof.
And Varen, every so often you do still find pieces of that road. So you know that you're going in the direction of some kind of civilization, you just don't know what. Third day. How many games are you gonna play with Mira? Because that's all you got to do. You're just walking forward.
I would like to attempt to guide Mira in a way so she'll trip over one of the stones in the road.
Because you really want her injured down here with no ways of
She'll be
killing
fine. She'll be fine. I'm just like,
I try to see her trying to do this and intervene.
Do a sleight of hand. Sleight of hand to see if you can manage to trip Mira.
No bullying
Yeah,
in
yeah.
my
Over Mira in a
parties.
way.
That's a 6. I can't stop shit.
would it be sleight of hand or like a deception thing to be like, hey, come this way?
Are you trying to verbally do it, or are you trying to physically do it?
I'm trying to verbally do it. I'm not that much of an asshole.
All right. Go ahead and do deception. Mira.
8.
What's your insight?
What's my insight? That's a
Higher than
great
8.
Roll
question.
insight. Yeah.
Ooh. Is it higher than an 8? Not higher
Thank you
than
so much
an
for the
8.
raid, Arc Dragon Breath.
Thank you. That's a beautiful 4. I trust Baron with my life.
And she has betrayed that trust. As she tries to guide you to a safe area, only for you to stumble and stub your toe over a piece of stone that is just jutting out of the earth. Fairly obviously, by the way, like everybody else could see to avoid that, but you just trusted Baron so much.
Baron, can we not try and hurt each other down here?
She's fine.
She's gonna
I think my
help
toe's
Mara.
bleeding. I think
Like holding Mira like she's dying. I'm like, this is the last thing we need. We really do
Okay.
not need to be killing each other right now. Like,
Okay.
look at her.
my Louis
Look at
Vuitton,
her.
did you my heel's broken now. I have to take off my shoes. No.
Why are you
I
wearing
like bend down
heels
to
in the
look.
Why
Underdark?
are you wearing
She has to take
heels?
off her. She's wearing heels because she needs to look good in the Underdark. Do you not understand?
No one's here to
Yeah.
see her.
So
We're here.
with that, you decide to camp here while Mira nurses her foot.
I know. It's okay. It's okay.
Thank
This
you.
isn't gonna happen again, right, Varen?
Alina, you did
Oh,
notice
real
that
dad?
as you guys traveled further away from the portals, your tattoo does fade.
Okay.
I mean, the tattoo's still there, but the glow fades.
Yeah, the glow fades. Yeah. I think I am a detector for these fucking.
Portal detectors.
What is it called? Geocaching.
Geocaching.
Is that what it's? Is that what it is?
Yeah,
I
you're.
thought geocaching was like.
I don't actually know what
Caching
geocaching
in
is.
You're supposed to get coordinates and then try and find that, so that's not geocaching.
Oh,
Oh,
this
I
is
thought
the
that was a
opposite of
game.
geocaching.
You mean find stuff that people have hidden? Is that what it is? I don't know.
Yeah.
Hide and seek.
It is?
All right.
We're
So,
learning.
4th day. Continuing on. At this point, just doing what you do, pick on each other as you continue on. But you do find that the road starts to, or the tunnels start to widen. And the air starts getting much thicker, and you almost have a kind of smell of, like, almost like rotted vegetation, but just very slight. Like that sweetness?
Is it like skunky?
No, not
What?
musty. Just like that, you know how like just
Skunky?
like that
Okay.
sweetness.
Okay. I was wondering if we're getting closer to the Underdank, you know?
Now we're getting closer to our next bath.
We're calling it the Underdark now.
I'm just
Oh my
saying.
gosh. Here.
Have the climate changed at all?
Yeah, you do see that there are more fungus and more varieties of fungus that seem to be growing. And as you continue on, you eventually reach an area where it opens up into another cavern where the largest fungi, mushrooms that you have ever seen appear before you.
Aaron's just like, it's a giant mushroom!
Have
Maybe
I
it's perfect.
have I read about these in my whole research in the Underdark? Like if they're
Same.
common, if they're poisonous.
Make a history check.
Failed
Actually,
me now, big boy.
I want to know if I can jump
It
on
failed
it.
me. That was a 2.
Like a trampoline?
Yeah.
Why did the alert come so late? That was weird.
They look so dope, my dude.
Mm.
Giant mushrooms.
That looks
love
like
this.
something out of fucking Subnautica. It's great.
As someone who fucking loves giant bioluminescent mushrooms, I am very happy right now.
on a
Alright,
bioluminescent
writing
mushroom
that
scale,
down.
how would you rate this?
I would rate this like, okay, like, is it 1 to 10? Because I would rate this a solid 10 because this size is big.
You know what? Yeah, it does get points for bigness, I think.
It does. It's like natural light, but it's a mushroom.
It does. Yeah, you do see. This is really the first time. Well, you have like your dancing lights, but they have kind of a glow to them, or blue glow.
Yeah.
But like with the bioluminescent mushrooms that are lighting up this whole cavern, the way they are, this is like the first time that we've seen like the landscape really truly lit, and the diversity of just the what is it called?
Bio?
The plant
The
life.
Underdank?
Yes. The
Flora?
Fauna.
Flora.
Flora.
Thank you. Which is like, is it fauna? No, it's not fauna.
No, fauna
Uh,
is
And just
Aminals.
and just the colors is very, very brilliant and very, very beautiful, and probably deadly in some ways.
Like, Nightlight, is it Zerkwood?
You want to go take a look at it? At the closest
Yeah.
one? Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a investigation check for me.
Awesome. Also keeping an eye out for anything that seems to be disguising itself as Flora. A what check?
Investigation.
Investigation. That's not terrible. It's not horrible. It's an 11.
11. It doesn't appear to look like Zerkwood. From what you can understand, Zerkwood is usually like tan in color. And these ones are very clearly like very huge and bioluminescent, and you are, from your description, Zerkwood is not. But you're not entirely sure what kind these are. But they are not on your list. Yeah, from what you can tell, like there is such a huge variety here that your list is not covering all of the things that exist.
I'm gonna honestly collect like everything I see that looks fucking fun and deal with that later.
Obviously.
Just
Just try not to touch it. Try not to touch it.
Yeah, like as we
Your
as we
hands.
walk, like they're just like hops off for a second, just be like scrape, 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 scrape.
Hey, can I
I'm just gonna label it.
can I try to send it a thought?
Send what a thought.
The mushroom.
already
one of the
said
big
me.
mushrooms.
What is the
Nice.
ability that you're using?
I'm using telepathy. I can speak telepathically to any creature as long as we share a language. I don't know if I share a language
see.
with a mushroom, but I mean, I could try.
The
Yeah,
mushroom
are you
creature?
you're trying to communicate with the big mushroom?
I'm trying to talk to the big mushroom. Just
Okay.
say hey.
She giant friend.
Yeah, you go up and just focus on this big mushroom, but from what you can understand, this is not a creature, so it does not unfortunately work. You get no response.
What are you doing?
Who's got speak with plants?
Cruz, what are you doing?
I'm vibing. Don't worry about it.
I'm picturing like Baron just like scraping some off of one of the caps and looking over at Cruz and being like, "Are you talking to me?"
He's just staring up at it like
Sounds like a
not saying
soul
anything.
connection.
Cruz, there's a shorter one over here if you want to look at the cap.
No, that's okay. I'm perfectly fine where I am. Thank you very much.
Wait a minute. Baron just kind of like runs over to you and just like doesn't ask, like definitely just like spider climbs up and stands on your shoulders to reach some of the like taller caps.
Just
Yeah, a bit
cutting
to the
little
left.
slivers.
Back one. Perfect.
I'm just a crane now.
Yes. You spend some time collecting various samples as you move through this area. At some point, you do notice that you don't really see any more of that road. It just kind of opens up into this huge cavern. But you do see that the whole shape of the cavern is not even. There is like a weird part that dips down almost into like a canyon. Not like not super far down, like maybe like 50 feet or so. And then you also see it kind of slopes up eventually and meets the same size, but it's like all over the place. And then there are some mounds where it looks like just like little hilltops that dot towards the back of the cavern.
Do they look suspicious?
From where you are, they're probably about a half mile further that way. a little bit further
Any
lower
creatures we can think of that would be sleeping under a forest floor, Tefiti style?
down. Make a nature check.
That was all on you, Baron.
Synthetic 20?
Oh, okay.
Nice. You do not know of any creatures that would be sleeping underneath a mound. Like, you know that, like, on the surface there are many different types of mounds, and, like, some of them are used as burial places, or just some of them are just naturally occurring. You can't really tell from this distance of what it is, but you don't know specifically of any creatures that actually, like, sleep underneath.
Don't you have a telescope
A spyglass?
or something like that? A spyglass.
Someone
My
has a
bad.
spyglass, I think.
I think I gave Varen my spyglass.
Aren't you like the ex-pirate?
Yeah. Maybe that's why I had a
I borrow it, but
spyglass.
it's not in my inventory.
Okay, let me see.
Someone had a spyglass, I think.
Okay, I do have a spyglass.
Okay, so it was
Can I try to
you.
perceive these mounds a little closer? with my
Yes,
spyglass?
go ahead and make a perception check with advantage using your spyglass.
It's like a miracle that I'm remembering I have this stuff. I got a 16.
16. Yeah, zooming in a little bit closer, you do see a lot more detail.
Enhanced.
So as the at the very end where these mounds are, the land dips down a little bit lower, and you see the mounds are dotted with something, like little rounded things, various colors, reds, orange, some warm colors, that are dotting all around these various mounds. You also see that there are these kind of bulbous looking yellowish things that are attached to some of these larger mushrooms close by these mounds.
Hey, I relay this information. I something's eating the mushrooms that I don't
You
like
say
that.
bulbous?
Bulbous. I would say
Bulbous.
bulbous.
Yeah, you see it's attached to these mushrooms.
What, a
Probably
parasite? Some kind of symbiotic something?
Yeah, we should probably not fuck with it.
Ooh. Slime now.
Is it big?
Are we going that way anyway?
Are we going that way?
Yeah.
Did-
Wait, are
wait,
we?
did
Is there another exit to this place?
Wait, hold on. I have one more question about what I see. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Does anything look like it's moving at all?
I would say with a 16, you didn't really see any movement.
Okay.
You are not sure where the exit is. This is a massive cavern with things growing all over the place, so you are unsure of if there is an exit or where it is.
Should someone like climb the mushroom and see it from the top?
Probably.
I mean, I'll do you one better. I can just pop to the top.
Yeah.
I can bop to the top!
Up to the top.
Up to the top.
Why don't you, Cruz? Maybe you should give her your spyglass so she could see better from the top.
I give you my spyglass. Take
All
good care of
right.
it. Don't drop it.
Would we classify this area as dimly lit?
No. This area, well, it depends. Are you trying to get to the top of these tall glowing mushrooms? Because that would not be dimly lit.
Yes, but I'm going to aim for a number of feet above them so that I do end up in a dimly lit space.
Make a perception check real quick.
Cool. Natural 20, so 30.
Yeah, maneuvering around, you can manage to spot areas because there's all these. I'm gonna keep doing this. Stalagmites or stalactites? Which one is it? The ones coming from the ceiling.
Stalactites.
Stalactites, because they hold on tight to the ceiling.
Hold on tight to the ceiling. Yeah, you see a whole bunch of those, so you are able to maneuver in such a way that you do find some shadows where you're unable to, where there's light is unable to reach.
Okay. So I zoop a couple times in between stalactites, and I basically just let myself drop onto the roof of one of the mushrooms because I don't give a shit about fall damage anymore.
Fucking monks. You're immune to
Love
poison.
monks.
You don't care about fall damage. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm gonna suffer next time I play something that isn't a monk. Like, oh, every time I play anything that isn't a monk, I'm just like, oh god, fall damage.
Oh yeah, I can't do that.
that.
All right, yeah, you manage to bamf up there and then fall down, and the soft top of the mushroom just sort of like bounces beneath you slightly as you land. So it's kind of a nice little springy bed.
Okay.
In the earrings, Mayra, you hear? You can jump on them. G-Dubs, last time I shit posted about a con save, I actually had to make a con save.
All right, are you trying to? Are you trying to look through the spyglass from where you are?
Yeah, two things. One, I want to look through the spyglass.
All right, go ahead and make a perception check with advantage for that.
8 billion.
Well, that's not great. Total of 19.
19. I love that 19
Not
is
great.
not great to you.
Okay, it was a 9.
Yeah, through the spyglass, you do manage to see. Eventually, you do see the back of this cavern. It's a ways away, probably at least a mile from where you are, but you do faintly make out that there is a part of the cavern where the wall ends. But you do see that there is a thin passage that leads into darkness. You can't really see beyond it, but there is a passage somewhere back there, past all of these little mounds.
Do the mounds at all resemble hobbit holes?
Make an intelligence check to see if you know what a hobbit hole looks like. To know if you know what a halfling hole looks like. Oh, that sounds bad.
That sounds worse.
Ooh, I ain't that kinky. 16.
16. They don't appear to have any kind of entrances in built into them.
Okay.
And they tend to be, they're not high mounds. They're like kind of low and just flattish.
A little bump.
They're like A cups.
Do they look
Okay.
hard? There's not a better way to say this.
Do they look solid?
Do you call it
Are they
up to
perky?
Varen?
What?
Do you call it up to Varen?
Yeah. Do they look hard?
They sure look perky.
They look like
I would also...
they're solid.
What? I would also like to make some poor choices because I don't care about poison, which I'm sure you're going to make me eat my words in a second. I would like to cut open the top of it a little bit to see if I can get my eyes on some of the spores inside.
Okay, yeah, you cut open the top of this mushroom and you see the spongy innards of it. Make a con save.
21.
Yeah, it's fine. It doesn't have anything. I just wanted to make you make a con save. Yeah.
I'm gonna scoop some of the sponge into a mason jar and, you know.
Yeah, it doesn't seem harmful. These are basically taking the place of trees here, so they don't seem to be.
Wait a minute. Does it still glow in the jar?
Ever so slightly, yeah.
Alright.
Yeah.
I'll scoop a couple more jars and then, like, basically what happens is she like, y'all just see like the tip of the mushroom like bounce a little bit and then Varen do a swan dive down and land like a jar in each hand. Baby flashlights.
Oh.
I mean,
Okay.
do they glow enough to be flashlights?
Barely.
I would say they glow like around 5 feet. But I mean, if you need a
Good enough so it can do things like tell color and read writing. Without having to be like super, super bright.
Okay. I mean,
Little
yeah. I
subtlety.
mean, I can my dancing lights. If I make 4 separate ones, they're dim.
Oh yeah. Also, there's a door back there.
Okay, that's the
What?
important thing. Not.
A door.
There's a passage all the way
Okay.
back past the things that look like hobbit holes, but I don't know if they're actually hobbit holes.
What's
you
a
know?
hobbit?
There's actually this really cool book. It's called The Sovereign of the Loops, written by Jolkien, Tolkien.
Oh, I've heard of Tolkien, Tolkien.
All right, what's the plan?
Guess we better get walking. I tried.
Anyway, let's head that way.
Let's head out.
Let's head out.
All right, so you start heading towards where these mounds are. It's a ways away, but as you are traveling down further, and you start to get a little bit closer, you start seeing a bit more of those bulbous things that are attached to the bottoms of some of these larger fungi.
Are any of them within reach?
You want to touch it?
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you if you want to travel and go and check it out.
I want to
There's no
go.
road that you're on,
Touch things.
so it's just kind of wherever you want to meander.
Okay, I want to go up to one of them. I don't want to touch it with my hand, but I've got I've got a long sword. Wait, no.
You want to stab it?
Your sword is very
I
long,
would-
Cruz.
Hold on, I've got a scimitar of speed. I'll use my scimitar of speed, and I just want to kind of smack it with the flat just to see what happens.
All
I like
right.
to use the crowbar
I have a crowbar?
or the hammer. I have a crowbar and a hammer.
Wait, no, I don't want to like hurt it. I just want to kind of like just jostle it a little bit.
All right, so you go up and smack the sack.
Just a little tap.
Just a little
Cruz just
tap.
loves popping some sacks.
All right. Yeah,
It's
you
just so much.
you smack the sack, and you do feel like there is almost a liquidy feel, but then you also feel something solid.
I hate that.
I
Not their
hate it. They're probably eggs.
That's yeah.
Can we
Those
see
are.
a, can we
And
see
you
a,
notice that
a
the
creature
sack is
gestating
actually-
inside?
And you know that the sack is actually pretty large. Like not large for you, it's probably up to maybe your waist, but it's pretty big.
Could I?
Is there something gestating inside?
Could I put do dancing lights into one orb so it's pretty bright and put it behind it to see if there's anything inside?
Yeah, you maneuver your dancing light to kind of slip slightly behind a part of the sack that is that there's like a little gap between that and the tree or in the mushroom, and you do see the shadows of something inside here, something solid inside of this sack.
We should
Probably
be super
an egg. And we should not touch this.
Because there might be a parent nearby.
A parrot that can lay an egg this size? Yeah.
Does it appear to be like bug, reptile? Like what
It's
family does
probably
it appear
bug
to be?
because it's like the
Make
egg
a-
is not solid. It's like
Make a nature check.
jiggly.
Okay.
Like a spider.
Jiggly sack.
I mean, maybe like an amphibian, frogs.
That's a natural
yeah.
one.
Oh, no.
So it's definitely a mammal egg.
Oh my god!
Yeah, you have no idea.
Like
But
I
yeah,
think
it
this
is-
might be how drow reproduce.
I did not come out of an egg sack. Thank you.
Do you
I mean,
know?
you
Do
weren't there, you
if
don't
you
know.
Came out of an egg sack. I mean, would you remember that? You would know.
A
Maybe
brief
I
moment to
came out of an
appreciate our
egg
Zoom
sack,
names,
guys.
honestly.
I don't know.
A brief moment to appreciate our Zoom names, which is Thick Air, Underdank, Grackle Slut, and R Deep is Your Love.
Oh my gosh.
Ah, she's
I'm gonna
taking
be
the headphones.
extra sneaky.
Yeah. How? Sorry. Continue. My bad.
No, I was just gonna say it's gonna be extra sneaky and just. I'll say my invisibility is 2 hours, but it recharges every other hour it's not being used. So basically forever. Who knows? Whatever. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm gonna be extra sneaky because that's terrifying.
Extra sneaky.
Can we tell how many of these are?
Um,
Is it like a cluster, or are they just everywhere around this grove?
Ooh, a clutch.
yeah, go ahead and make a perception check as you glance around this whole area.
Natural 20
Oh boy.
Natural 20.
or a.
Yeah, you as you kind of look around, you do see that
Pointing.
they're not like on every single tree, but you do see a good couple dozen scattered throughout
Okay.
this area, and they tend to get thicker over where the mounds are.
I think the mounds might be.
They're not
parrots.
hobbit holes, they're bug holes.
Those are solid, all right.
Yeah. So we're gonna try to walk around those towards the exit.
Should we sneak?
Should we fly?
Yes.
Oh, we have a rug.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Let's fly. Let's fly, bitches.
All right, I love that you finally remembered you have a rug. All right, so you guys hop on the rug. How?
Theoretically, we
Alright.
could just go while we're all sleeping. Not all sleeping, but like we could take watches on the rug.
Until one of us rolls off.
Yeah, how comfortable truly is a rug? You gotta like fold it like a burrito.
Yeah, I feel like there's. I mean, there's not a lot of room.
We
for
take
you
a
guys to lay
sharp turn,
down.
like the rest of us, like roll off.
To be fair, I think the
You guys don't have to, like,
carpet
be, like, right
can
next to each
go
other.
at a speed of 30 feet, so it's not like it's
Have
that
you ever
fast.
taken a sharp turn?
Yes.
Even at 30 feet, it's listen.
It's 5 feet per second. It's not bad. Anyway,
But if it's dashing,
yeah, we use the carpet to skip the mounds.
All right. You. How high are you flying? How high do you want to go? The cavern is pretty. This cavern, I would say, is probably about 100 feet high. So you could go
Okay.
really
Don't
high.
wanna stick-
However, the exit that you saw, that little passageway, is probably only about 20 feet high.
we probably
So-
don't want to go straight up to the ceiling in case that's
Two
where the
questions.
parents
One,
are.
how tall are the mounds? Two, can we see anything on the ceiling?
Okay. On the ceiling, there's pretty much just mostly stalactites. I remembered stalactites here. You don't see any movement there. The mounds themselves are probably about. We'll say they vary in size from anywhere from like 20 feet to 50 feet wide. And as you are flying high above from where you can see below, you do see a slight shudder from whatever it is that's on top of these mounds.
No.
Okay, so we'll hug like maybe 80 feet up just to be safe.
Yeah.
And I would say Mira and Varen, both of you start to smell as you get closer to the back side of this cavern, hovering over it. The air gets thicker and you start smelling even stronger scent of rot.
Ooh. It's stinky.
I like
Really
that.
stinky.
Gonna pull a scarf over.
Ooh. No, I'm not gonna pull a cruise. I'm not gonna be curious.
Do the mounds go all the way up to that passage, or do they stop a little while before?
They go pretty close to the passage.
Okay, so we'll try and get like we'll do like a slow decline, starting maybe like 50 feet away from the passage, and like
Okay. You do start to head down this passage not down the passage, but like start to decline. And as you get lower and lower, Mira, you're the first person that notices that there is some slight movement, which is kind of right off the corner of your eye.
There's movement.
My hand is on my weapon.
take a look. Can we see what's up?
Yeah. Can I turn around?
You turn around, and for a brief moment, you meet these beady little eyes in the face of a mushroom person. And as your eyes meet, they immediately hop back down, and you see that they just kind of sink into the mound with only their cap showing.
Oh my god.
And you notice
Oh, we
that all
smacked
the other,
someone in the head!
and you notice that the cap matches the other things that are scattered around these mounds.
We just smacked a mushroom person in the head.
Wait. I'll say in Sylvan.
Oh, Sylvan. Good. Oh shit. What languages do they know? That is a good question. Are you going to try to approach it? Like how? Because you're still.
Yeah, we're just gonna
you're
freeze.
You're still up in the air a little ways, but let me see.
I mean, if he didn't attack us when we smacked him with a sword.
That is
He's more scared of us.
What languages? Why are no languages listed here? That's annoying.
The
Everyone-
glowy ethereal star always give me Sylvan vibes.
But we are the Underdark.
Oh yeah. Are you wielding your sword, Lena? Your sun sword?
No. She just
okay.
she just had the hand on the hilt, but she's not wielding it.
Okay. Why don't they have any languages? Oh, okay, fine.
Like a pass?
Yeah, it doesn't. You call that out, but you don't hear any response, and it does not move or anything like that.
Can
Can I try Celestial?
I can try
Where are you guys
Undercommon.
at as far as like in position to where this creature is?
We would have stopped. I would have stopped the carpet as soon as it moved.
Okay. How far away would you say?
20 feet?
Above it?
20 feet? Okay. Yeah, you're hovering above it. Okay, so within earshot. You try Celestial. What do you say in Celestial?
Are you a friend or are you foe? Did we hit you? I am
Wait,
so
Cruz, you
sorry
can
if we
telepath.
did.
I mean,
I didn't know the
no-
language.
Yeah, we have to share a
gonna-
language.
I'm gonna say hello in Undercommon. See if that works as well.
You both are. Everybody's just shouting at this poor thing, and you do notice that as you're calling out, there's a little bit of more movement as you see a couple more of these couches kind of pop up ever so slightly. You see just the beady eyes, and then just pop back down again.
I would like to.
I wave at them.
You would like
Are
to
you
what?
just out? Oh, I would like to. I would like to try and calm them. You know, soothe them. Maybe lure them out with the soothing music of my pan flute.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
What? Okay. Go ahead and make a performance check.
Oh boy. I hope I don't fail this with my plus 14. 23.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, you start playing a tune on your pan flute. And
I'm playing Legend of Zelda music.
Yeah, you play Legend of Zelda
Yeah,
music to
yeah.
lure anybody out. And you do
That's
see
true.
a couple more of these captures kind of peek up ever so slightly. And then the one that saw you first pops up a little bit more than the others, and it's kind of tilts its head to the side and looks at all of you. But does not say anything.
Just gonna keep playing and like look to everybody like, was there another plan?
You see it
intact?
pop up ever so slightly more, and you see a kind of long-fingered hand go.
Make a heart.
And Undercommon, Elena's gonna ask, can you understand me?
Wait, hold up. Tongue of the sun and moon.
What?
What?
Hold up.
You do not hear a response. And from what you can tell, from what you can see, they don't have mouths.
But like,
I understand all spoken language, and any creature that can understand a language can understand what you say. So if they can understand something,
Spoken?
spoken.
if they can
have
understand, they
no-
don't have to necessarily speak it.
Yeah.
Wait, what ability is that?
It's
Tongue
the
of the
tongue
sun
of
and
sun and moon.
Oh, okay.
So I understand all spoken language, and any creature that can understand a language can understand what you say. So even if they can't talk back, they might be able to understand me as I say, "Hi guys, can you understand me?"
This one just kind of sways back and forth. Mimics your
Okay,
hand.
let's do. Okay, let's do that for yes. Or sorry, that for yes, that for no. Can you understand me? Okay. Hi, I'm Varen. That's Alina, Mara, and Cruz. I'm sorry, did we wake you up? You were already awake. Okay. Are you guys familiar with the area?
I just imagine it just swaying back and forth because it probably doesn't have a neck.
Do you know how we can... Are you familiar with Gracklestug? Grackle Slut. Okay. Has anybody else that looks like us, you know, the arms and the legs and the small head, has anybody like that been here recently? Okay.
Were they mean to you? Can you ask if they were mean to them?
Were they mean to you? Or were they okay? They weren't mean. Okay. No, they weren't mean.
Okay.
Did they go that way? I point to the tunnel.
It doesn't respond. And it kind of blinks at you.
Are they still
Can you tell me
here?
which way they went?
It kind of looks around.
They're still here. They have to
Yeah.
still be here.
Are they still here? Okay. Okay.
Oh, ask it if they're alive.
Are they alive?
Ooh.
Did they seem nice?
It blinks at
Are
you.
you nice? Ask if it's nice. I'm so scared right now. You guys are freaking out.
My friend Mara says that you guys look pretty nice. I'm just gonna do that.
Ask if it can lead us to this person.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Would you be able to show us where these people are? Can you give me some blinks to tell me how many there are?
It blinks and blinks and blinks and blinks and just keeps blinking.
Oh, but
Oh, they probably live here.
Is there anything we can get you, give you? You guys have been so sweet. Water, I have some sticks.
Oh,
what
you
do
wanna
real
stay?
life mushrooms eat?
You see
They're
the
like dead
one
stuff.
spirit just kind of pop up
Mixture?
every so often they'll pop up and they'll look at you guys and look at it and just kind of pop back down. But this one starts to like pull itself out
Oh my god.
of the ground, and you do see that it actually does have almost kind of a humanoid form. It has legs, it has the arms, and when it's standing up, it looks medium-sized. But it says, or it doesn't say, but it raises its hand and points down.
Would it be okay if we landed? All right, we're going down to hang out with the
God.
shroomies.
I'm so scared.
I'm
Yeah.
so scared
Can I
of this
do like a-
mushroom.
Can I tell if they're like
Fucking with us?
vicious? I don't know. PB is terrified.
Go make an insight check.
Ooh, this is gonna be so bad.
Erin's just too busy being fascinated. She doesn't even think to make an insight check.
14? No, that's worse. 12.
12. You know they're mushroom people. This one seems friendly enough. That's it.
Nothing can go wrong from here. We're totally fine.
All right.
Can I try an insight check?
Yeah. Go for it.
Be wise.
I'm a little. Oh, I got a synthetic twin.
20. From what you can tell, like this one seems pleasant enough. I mean, it's more curious about all of you, but it doesn't seem to be, it's not hostile. It doesn't seem to be mean.
This guy's cool. I think he just wants to go on like an adventure or something.
Erin just like got sparkly eyes, just looking at this little mushroom.
It starts to
Collecting
move
mushrooms.
and lead you to down like around these mounds. You see that there's almost like a weird kind of trail between the mounds. And as you like move between the mounds, you do see occasionally another one of those heads just pop up and then pop back down as they kind of are curious what's going on. But it maneuvers through these mounds and it maneuvers you to one of the large mushroom trees. And then it points to one of the sacks.
They're not eggs.
Ask them if, like, did they put them there? Should they be in there?
How did
Is
they
this
get
yours?
in?
What do you
Are
say?
they alive?
What do you say?
Are they alive?
It said they were alive.
Oh, that's right. They did. Sorry, my bad. Did you guys do that, or did something else do that? You guys did
Yeah,
it?
give it a yes or no question.
Yeah.
Not multiple options.
Did you do it because they were doing something wrong?
It steps forward and looks into your eyes,
No.
and you feel almost like you've just kind of been mentally blasted with images. And you see these sacks growing up over various creatures, various types of humanoids, drow, duergar, other creatures.
She's just like,
And then eventually you see the sacks. It's almost like time is sped up, and you see the sacks open, and you see these same creatures come out of these sacks with these mushrooms growing off of them, their eyes clouded over, and you see them all heading towards that passageway. And you feel a sense of fear coming off of this particular mushroom person. And then you kind of snap back to reality.
turn to my friends. Can you show them the same thing that you showed me? It might help us. Thank you.
It shows you all
Um,
the same images of the creatures being put into these sacks, them being transformed into whatever, and then them marching mindlessly towards that gap.
You know what's through there? Have you seen what's through there?
And you meet its eyes again, and you once again, it doesn't take over your mind, but you definitely feel like almost like you feel some of its emotions, and you feel a very strong sense of fear.
Would you like us to take care of it for you? We can clear it out for you. Would that be good? No. Okay.
Don't
Can
help.
it show us what is there?
I repeat that question.
Like through the mental images?
Oh, through the images? Yeah. It once again approaches each of you and shows you beyond the march of these humanoid beings. Through this gap, you see it open up into an even larger cavern, dominated by a massive purple mushroom tower. And you see that there are dozens of various other humanoids all milling around the foot of this tower. You see other of these mushroom people, some of them larger than others, milling around. And you hear kind of the sound of like a strange hum as they kind of all mill around this giant tower. And then your vision shifts again, and it's almost like you're inside the tower. And you see that it is hollow on the inside. There's more of these tall mushroom people. And at the very center, the very top, you see the image of a woman basically formed out of fungi. And as you look upon this woman, all of you are blasted with the greatest sense of fear. And we're gonna go ahead and take a break there. Yeah, fun times. So we are gonna take a quick little 10-minute break, and we shall return shortly to see what all happens in this one mushroom. We'll be back soon, G-Dubs. We'll be soon. What happens in this mushroom forest? We'll be right back. See you soon. All right, so you see the image of this giant fungal woman. Not giant. She's
Out, girl.
As a
big.
player,
She's big, but she's yeah. It looks like it's not so much a humanoid that has fungus growing on them, but more like a fungus that has grown to resemble a humanoid.
as a player, hi Corso. As a player,
What'd you get for not sharing your lotion?
my head wants to go Zugmatoy, or however it is you say her name, but she's usually in the abyss. But I am scared. I am very
does this look
scared.
familiar to any of us? Like any kind of depictions of anything of legends?
Anything
Yeah, go ahead and make a history check.
study?
History check.
I'm gonna have
Ooh,
okay.
a emotional comfort chocolate because I'm
Oh.
scared.
That's not bad, actually. That is 17.
Oh my god, I got a 17.
I got a 28.
You rolled well?
You got a what?
It happens sometimes.
28.
You got a 28.
What roll?
History?
History.
11.
All right, Alina, you have no idea. You're eating chocolate.
Yeah.
Cruz and Varen, you're looking at this, at these images, and you don't know what the giant person is, but you do recall reading somewhere in the vast libraries of Waterdeep or in Candlekeep, for the time you're there, that the mushroom people are called myconids.
Was close.
Myconids.
Oh, that's right, because Mycopath is fucking Dokapon Kingdom. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but you are not aware of what this thing is. Mira, however, in digging through trying to find information about Ariel and what may be going on and like dreams and just randomness, like at some point you just kind of went through Candlekeep and were pulling out random tomes and just reading through whatever. You did come across a tome detailing some speculations about the abyss.
Oh no, I was right.
And you do recall there being a demon lord of fungi named Zuckmoy.
Yep. There's only one thing it could have been. You were right.
Okay.
Oh god, we have to. Hey, doesn't that god own that shitty social media company?
What? What
I have
special?
no idea.
Zucker.
Oh,
God.
okay. It took me a second to get it. I'm
There it
like,
is.
what?
There it is.
All right. What would you like to do with this information? Do you share it
I
to
will-
the group?
I will definitely share it with the group. We are in some. I see why they are scared, because that is some scary information I read. Not great, you guys. Not great.
Would like
Not
to actually share it with the group, or
I shared it, bro. Zepmoy. Oh boy, that Zepmoy is gonna.
a demon lord?
Demon Lord.
And
That explains a
when
lot.
you say the name, you see the myconid just kind of shudder and it kind of sinks into the ground like a foot.
Oh,
Okay. Do you like living under that? If we, oh bless KTMNN.
Nice.
Would you, if we were to try and unseat them for you, would you like that? Okay. Okay. So, do me a favor. Tell all of your friends that that we're gonna do what we can to unseat that. And if anyone asks, we never talked unless we're successful. No? You don't want us to go and try.
oh,
Is
you
it
think
because
we'll fail?
It points again at the sacks.
Oh, we'll become that.
Do you know how they became that?
Points at the sacks.
Okay. Well, the good thing is we have come up against a lot. And we're tougher than, well, she's about as tough as she looks, I point to Alina. Well, the rest of us are tougher than we look.
I don't know anything about this. Personally, I don't know who you're talking about. Adriana does!
We already shared the information. But it sounds like we might have to get past that to get to where we're going. So, you know, double the bonus if it helps you guys too, right?
It just blinks at you.
Should we do anything about the people in the sacks? Do you think they're past the point of no return yet?
I will relay that question and I'll to follow up with, I suspect if we deal with what caused them to be in that state, they might revert, question mark?
Oh.
No? They're stuck like that?
Ooh.
Well, we can at least stop it from happening more.
In like the vision we saw, did we see like how they got turned into like the mushroom? Like, did we see like some spores come out of like
You
Depmoy?
saw them being put into the sacks. You saw that they were unconscious, and then you saw that when they came out of the sacks, they had mushrooms and fungi growing off of them.
We'll put them into the sacks.
It was other myconids.
Oh, okay. So are you guys like some kind of hive mind?
You
Okay.
think you might be able to get us close?
Does Depmoy know we're here?
I
I hate that. I hate that.
Are they Is Depmoy listening now?
It blinks at you.
Oh my god.
Does
Will
that
it-
boy know what you know?
Okay.
Ask her if she can
Liz.
hear us. Say at her directly.
Oh, did you tell her to ask her?
Oh no, I told Baron to ask it.
Oh.
She might be scarier than I am.
Can it see us?
You mean Zuckboy?
Yeah. Is it going to send things after us?
Ooh.
Is there a way? Does it have a weakness? Okay.
Is there another exit to this place? Oh no, I hate this! She's just gonna take out her sword, shame, light up.
You light it up and you see immediately the myconid shrinks back and dives into the earth, like almost buries itself completely.
Guys.
Guys. I mean, I'm sorry, I'll turn it off.
You turn it off and it peeks out again.
Did that hurt you? Would that hurt her? Oh.
Okay.
No.
Well, stabbing her will certainly hurt her anyway,
I
so
mean,
it's fine.
yeah, it'll hurt.
I mean, with stabbing, but like not the light itself.
No,
Do we
but-
have to get? Do we have to get all the way up there to deal with her? Is that how we take care of her? Okay.
The Tower of Terror.
So you said the ones that have already turned can't be turned back. But I also saw some like you. Are they all the same?
Like, do they all look the same?
Yeah. Like the transformed ones and the myconids.
Oh, no, they do not look the same. The myconids are completely different.
Okay,
the
cool.
transformed ones basically just look like they have like fungi growing off of them.
Okay.
But the myconids are very
Okay.
clearly very different.
So the ones that have transformed, they're too far gone, yes? Okay. the ones that look like you, the ones like you. Do any of them actually want to be doing her bidding? Okay, so the ones past here are the ones that are there because they want to be. And you guys out here are here because you don't want to be. Okay. Is there any way that we can get up there to draw as little attention as possible?
It just blinks at you.
We're just gonna have to go straight for it. Bud. I turn to the other three. What do you guys think? You want to go kill God?
It will go
I
up to
mean-
you one more time and look into your eyes, and this time you see a bit closer on the cavern that this huge mushroom is, and you do see that maneuvering around, and like not really around, but I guess you have to kind of scoot around. Maneuvering around to the other side, you do see that on the other side of the cavern, past the huge tower, there is another passageway that leads out.
Alright guys, we gotta go through.
The only way out.
Well, let's go kill a god. We're down here to kill a god anyway, so what's
Yeah.
it? 2 for 1. It's 2
Two
for.
for one.
Okay. So I turn back to it. We're gonna do what we can to rid you of this. If we are successful, we'll come back and let you know, okay?
You're muted.
You're muted.
How do we know? I'm like saying this to them, like whispering. How do we know? Because like Zep Moy knows, and then it's like a hive mind. How do we know this isn't a trap? You know, like I don't know. It's scary.
We don't
I mean,
know.
Even if it's
have
not
a
a
choice.
trap, or if it is a trap, we still have to go through there to get to the
Yeah, I
other
mean,
side.
if she knows, she knows.
She knows, she knows.
We
you
can't
know?
do anything about that.
The girls that girl, Gurn, and the girls that Gorn, Garn.
I literally couldn't have said it any better.
Guys, I have a terrible idea.
Shoot it.
Yeah?
I don't know if this would work, but disguising ourselves as mushrooms.
I was thinking
Um,
about that.
Well, didn't our mushroom friend say like she's watching us?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Oh,
she
yeah, that's
does
true.
now.
Right.
I'm assuming every mushroom in here is her. Her eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
So we have to recalibrate for this straightforward approach because she already knows everything. But
Yeah.
she doesn't know
Yeah.
everything.
But
What
she
doesn't
knows
she know?
everything we've said to this creature.
Oh, wait. So what have we said in this chamber with these mushrooms?
A
Everything.
lot. Wait, guys, I have an idea. I'll use the earring to say, I'm gonna tell the mushroom that we're gonna go to the right, but we're gonna go to the left
Okay.
because that way, what she'll hear is we're going to the right.
But if any of them sees us,
They'll
then
know.
she'll know still?
Yes, but we'll have a head start at least.
Do it. Do it.
Alright.
Oh, wait. Am I doing it?
What are you
No.
doing?
Okay. What's happening?
Okay, my new friend, we're gonna go in. We're gonna go to the right. Okay.
Hey.
I love you.
It just blinks at you. Alright. You guys heading through the passage?
Heading through the passage.
Yeah.
You
Possibly
gonna-
go wrong.
You doing the carpet or you walking?
We should walk, right?
Yeah.
Like we could theoretically, we could theoretically take the carpet up to the straight up to the top, but I'm a little wary of that.
It's about 20 feet, the passageway high, so it's just gonna be you kind of hovering off the ground about 10 feet.
Oh no, I just meant like once we get through, like into the next cavern.
Oh yeah.
Like, do you guys trust that we'd be able to get there? Because I kind of think we'd be shot out of the sky.
By like what?
Sharp mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
I'm gonna be honest, I zoned out for like a good 10 seconds there and I have no idea what the plan is.
They don't either,
Trying to figure
so
out
it's
if we're gonna
okay.
fly.
We're
I'm
gonna, are
just
we,
a character,
Whether to-
it's fine.
We're figuring out whether to fly up to the top of the tower and try and cut off some time and like give us like a head start, or whether that would be too dangerous and we'd probably just be shot out of the sky.
Okay, so just fly us to the top of the tower. I'll drop with my sword out and just stab directly from the top.
The only
Like
concern
a
that I
bear,
have is
like when you can't put the straw through the Capri Sun, so you just, you know.
the only concern
Like
I
a
have is
boba.
that we'll be shot out of the sky.
I mean, I've been shot out of the sky before.
Are you guys planning this in front of the mushroom? In front of the mic?
No. No.
Already walking.
Where are you guys at?
We're walking.
We're like in the passageway at this point, I think.
You've entered the passageway? Okay, so in the passageway, you find that the whole passageway smells very heavily of rot. And you can smell it kind of wafting from ahead of you. Everybody make a con save real quick.
God damn, that was just about to.
I
Does
love
this
it.
count as a harmful gas or vapor?
ooh, natural 20.
I would say that it's a gas because it's a
Natural
fume.
20 for a 30.
Nice.
I love a good
con
use
save, you
of
said?
the word
Con save,
waft.
yeah.
23.
Put that out there.
Okay.
Ooh, lucky number coming through. Okay, 13 plus 5, 18.
18. All right. So you've all managed to keep your food down. You don't retch at all, but it is getting very, very heavy. The whole air starts to become more and more humid the further down this passageway you go. And eventually you start hearing sounds of some sort of weird humming. Not like one thing, but multitudes of things, creating this weird, eerie hum that is echoing down this passage.
My god, it's like Wolf of Wall Street.
And as you start to get closer to, you can kind of see, the passageway is dark, but you do see where it lights up again from the bioluminescence beyond. You hear a groan and a sort of scraping sound
Forward or behind?
forward.
I turn to the rest of them. I'm just like, in retrospect, we probably should have tried to see how fast they can move.
Just made him run for us.
Are we talking like rock scraping against rock? Like, what's the...
Make a perception check.
large? 27.
27.
Lord.
It sounds like a few different things. You can hear a sound of metal scraping, but you also hear the sound of what kind of sounds like leather.
I'm willing to bet that's one of our zombies.
How does leather, like the how does leather sound?
Like leather.
When it's slapping against stone,
Like skin?
like
Am I hearing wet skin flapping?
what did I just
I
do?
hate it. Oh my god. Mayra, do you want to go ahead and recon with me?
Yeah. Invisible.
We recon.
Okay.
Ian and Grandpa are gonna stay
Yeah,
back
both
here.
of you vanish into the shadows as you head forward. And as you approach the exit, we'll say about 30 or so feet from the exit, you see the form of a female drow clawing her way forward. You see that where once were her eyes are these fungal growths, and you hear her just groaning in pain as she is trying to claw her way down this passageway.
He doesn't appear to be able to see us. because she's got fungi.
Do you say that?
Fungi. What?
Do you say that aloud?
No, no.
Okay.
In the earrings, I'll alert the others to her presence and advise them to move around her and try not to alert her.
All right.
Looking at you, Cruz.
All right.
I'll try to stealth.
All right.
Try to stealth.
That's a 15.
Okay.
Oh my god.
26.
Mayra and I will edge around her too.
All right. So you guys all continue down the passageway, and yeah, you all edge around her, and oh my god, I'm trying to remember what I was gonna say. I just completely blanked.
Into a tunnel, edging around the drow.
Yeah, you start edging around her, and Mira, you notice that there's something like tied to her waist. But you manage to. She doesn't seem to be aware of your presence, but she looks very much in pain. She's groaning in pain.
What's at her waist?
You want
It's
to
like-
get closer to see?
Yes.
I'm gonna get closer with me. She's not doing this by herself.
I'll be behind them.
All right. You go and you
An eye out
take
up front.
you take a look at what is on her waist, and there appears to be a rod with a little a weird sort of bob hanging on the end of it.
Like the fishing pole? Wow.
Almost, but it's like larger, and it's a short. It's probably like maybe a foot long that's hanging off this rod.
Does that look valuable to any of us? Definitely not Mira.
Is that like a
It's not
gnome
gold.
gadget?
Can I do like an investigation on it?
Yeah, like,
Yeah, go ahead and roll investigation.
I'm great at that, so
I'm
it's
not.
8 billion.
Anyone?
28.
Nice. Oh my god, Cruz.
Gosh. Yeah, you do figure. We'll say that it's almost like it looks almost kind of like a sachet, like a sack, a little tiny sack, and you do get a very pungent scent coming off of it.
Don't lock it.
Like, okay, like, is it pungent as in like the rot smell gets worse?
It's not rot. It doesn't smell anything at all like the rot. It's just a very pungent sack. How many times have I taken a drink every time I say sack in
sack.
this game?
Oh god.
Take it.
I-
Very pungent sack.
It's a very pungent sack.
Does she look
It
like
kind of-
okay? Go ahead.
No, go ahead, go.
I was just gonna ask, like, does she look like groaning in pain, like she's conscious, or is she groaning in pain like zombie, like, or not? I don't know.
Make a medicine check.
Oh,
You want help?
gee, yeah.
You can take advantage on it if you want.
I'm gonna take that. Okay. We're gonna need that advantage. 'Cause that was a 3. That's much better, but my medicine check is so low. So like 16.
16. From what you can tell, it looks like, comparing it to what you saw of the people who came out of the sacks themselves and like were wandering around, she seems semi-conscious. Because the other ones that came out of the sacks did not seem like they were in pain.
Oh.
Okay.
Does it seem like something we can remove?
I don't know.
Based on what that thing said, no.
Have any
this may be
antifungal creams on you?
nice, nice.
Fungus creams.
I mean, I have a medicine kit, so
Ladies,
Does it come with
this-
antifungal cream in it?
yeah, that's what I was about to look up.
This may be controversial, but I think we may want to put her out of her misery.
I was about to ask that. So it's probably a bad idea. No, I kind of.
Theron quietly puts the hammer away.
Ooh,
What would be the best way to kill her, though?
yeah. Who can one-shot her?
Alina or
Alina
Baron.
Yeah.
Or Mayra, because she's got that fucking sneak attack.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Mayra's got a lot of sneak attack. I feel like that, especially combined with the fact that, I forget, is it, like, when you're, like, prone or whatever, do you automatically confirm crits?
Oh yeah. I don't know.
Oh, no, that's...
Can I try removing this thing that's attached to her?
Huh?
Can I try removing this thing that's attached to her?
How do you want to try and remove it?
Is it just like embedded into her?
It's growing out of her eyes.
Like
yeah, I
the
don't think we can
pole?
remove it.
Oh no, you want the pole? No, the pole's just
Yeah.
it's just hooked onto her belt. So are you trying to take the pole?
Yes.
We should just kill her first, so she doesn't
Yeah,
freak
let's kill
out.
her first.
Mayra, do you wanna...
Can
I thought Alina was doing it.
Should I try and talk to her?
You can try.
Mayra, do you think this is something that we can do anything about?
Based on my medicine check.
Wait, I'm good with anatomy. Can I try?
Yeah, go ahead and make a medicine check.
That's not bad. 21.
21. You don't know a whole lot about the nature of this infection, and you get the sense that even if you were managed to cut parts of it out, from your understanding of the way like fungus happens, like it could be all throughout her. You don't know how far this infection spread goes.
All right, I wanna detect her thoughts. I wanna try it.
Oh, okay.
Screaming.
Yeah, it's just non-stop screaming. Okay, detect thoughts. Let's see. You listen, just cast a spell action. Creature slower. You learn the surface thoughts of the creature. If you probe deeper, the target must make a saving throw. Okay. Yeah, you detect her thoughts, her surface thoughts, and first of all, you do get a sense of immense pain and the desire to put an end to that. All she can think about is just wanting the pain to go away.
Yeah, we need to put her out of her misery now. So how we doing this? I'm thinking head off those shoulders.
All of us attack at once.
Turns on the sword.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Are we all about to hit her, or just?
No.
I have one
Like a
last
firing
question.
squad with swords?
I have one last question. Do I think by any chance that the blood from the planetar might do anything to help her?
Ooh, blood from planetar. That's a good question.
Because I do have 6 uses
It's
of
holy
planetar
blood.
ichor.
Yeah.
Let me look that up because I honestly do not remember what that does. 1 second.
But if anything is going to fix like an unholy fungal infection, like an unholy yeast infection, this will be it.
I mean,
It'll
you're
be
not
cranberry
wrong.
juice.
Oh, what the heck was his name?
Bitch boy.
Bitch boy.
Who's worthy now, motherfucker?
Oh my gosh. Talk amongst yourselves while I look this up.
Yeah, Varen's just kind of like looking in between like a small vial of like gold blood and a hammer and.
So like, where's the worst cinnamon roll that you've eaten in your life? Like, where?
I
where
love
did
how
you
I
get
say
that
talk
from?
amongst yourselves and you immediately go to the most random possible topic that has nothing to do with anything.
Well,
Okay.
right now we're waiting to see if we can save her, or we should just straight up kill her
No,
and take her out back. And you know.
Hang on, hang on.
Googling.
Googling random icebreaker question.
Jesus.
I'm thinking about the cinema. I probably like a home
G-Dub
one
says
that
Carl's
burnt.
Jr.
Carl's Jr.
I've
Wait, Carl's
never
Jr.
had
is
Carl's
disappointing. I had it for the first time like last week and it's disappointing.
Isn't Carl's Jr. just Arby's
At the
or Hardee's?
Hardee's. It's
they
not
the
good.
Oh, bad. Oh,
I didn't even know they had cinnamon rolls, so
So
I'm
good.
not shocked you were
Why is
disappointed.
this not?
Damn. I'm
I'm
thinking
not
I have
good
like the
at
roast
eating
beef.
out in like fast food places, so I've never been to any of these places.
No,
think
somebody
they're, like,
saved you.
But yeah, it's like very Bible Belt Southern food.
Ooh.
Bad. But it's not
Bad.
like actual good like Southern food. It's just like that is what you're gonna find in the South. The people who I mean, I don't trust anyone who eats at Arby's, Hardee's, Carl's Jr.
I literally never hear about
I've
Arby's.
never eaten any of those places.
Have you had
That's a good
Rudy's
thing.
Rudy's barbecue?
All right,
No.
I have
Yeah.
no
God.
idea
Oh my
where this
God.
information is.
I mean, I have a
baked
roommate named
potato.
Rudy.
You have a
Isn't
roommate
that-
named Rudy? You need to
Rudy
get
makes
Rudy
some
to
good
barbecue
barbecue.
for you.
We do have Cinnabon, like a Cinnabon like store.
Oh, yeah, it's true,
Here,
it's
so
true.
those cinnamon, those cinnamon buns.
Oh,
are
cheddar milk sounds amazing. Ooh, okay, guys, question. Grilled cheese or burger?
grilled cheese.
Well, I mean, it depends on.
I'm
am I
more
eating out or
both.
am I eating in?
Right,
Yeah.
that's true.
Who's making
You're eating
it?
out.
Oh,
Okay.
burger.
A burger.
Burger.
Yeah.
I don't trust
If I'm-
people to make grilled cheese.
No, I
If
don't.
I'm getting
trust
a
people
grilled
to make
cheese
grilled
out,
cheese.
I'm getting a melt. That's not a
Um,
grilled cheese.
Varen,
Yeah.
I would say that you would have an idea that it is possible for the planetar blood to have some healing properties. You don't know for sure how far it will go. Especially given that this planetar that you got it from was a fallen one. But you are aware that there may be some healing properties.
Okay.
Should I try?
So
and
I would
talk
like
to
to
her?
kind of like, what?
Should I try and talk to her?
Yeah, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do something to ask her if it's okay if we try and heal her. It's just a
Yeah.
quick drink, and if not, we'll deal with it.
Alina's gonna carefully go up to her, and just in undercommon start speaking. He's like, "Miss, can I help you?"
She immediately jerks when you say that because she was not aware of your presence,
Yeah.
and you see her kind of feeling around trying to find where you
yeah,
are.
she'll put out her hand.
Yeah, she finds your hand and she grasps onto it tightly and she just groans. Kill me. Please.
Okay, here, drink this.
So what I'm doing is I'm combining my superior potion of healing with the ichor.
Ooh,
Let's hope this isn't gonna have a weird cocktail
of healing magic.
Yes.
Yeah. Is there anything else that I should be? Yeah,
Dude, maybe
that's-
try to cut those fungi out of her eyes before we heal her, or we'll let like.
I don't
It
know
might-
if that's gonna help or hurt.
Yeah.
I'm really
I'm
worried
basically
about
just gonna
that.
mix the ichor and the superior healing potion, and kind of like tilt it into her lip, like like down her throat.
Yeah, you force feed her this weird healing cocktail. She almost chokes on it, but it goes down, and you hear her just sort of groan. I'm so sorry, Tom. It's looking awesome.
Blink twice if Arby,
I love that we have this
blink
dramatic
twice
moment, and then you guys are talking
if
about
Arby
burgers
is
in the
behind
chat.
you.
Arby's is right behind you.
And she lays back, and you kind of see her body just shudder. And for a few moments, she goes kind of still. And then you see that she has like these dark green veins that you start to see sort of dissipate ever so slightly. And you
I'm gonna
see,
try and like take the fungus and like ease it out of her eyes.
you see the fungus. Well, you don't have to because the fungus you
Oh.
see starts to shrivel up, and eventually, kind of falls out of the eye sockets. And there's just the gaping holes there. And you see her breathing becomes less labored.
Lena's like holding her up, like helping her stand.
And she's like, but it does seem to be having a healing effect. It's not going to replace her eyes,
Yeah.
but it does seem
Yeah.
to be ridding whatever disease was in her.
Okay.
Well, actually, I can help with her eyes.
Oh, you have regenerate?
I have regenerate.
Okay.
Damn, y'all are
Just
Holy
hold on
shit.
a moment.
about that.
Level 16.
Just hold
Yeah.
on a moment, miss, okay?
Okay.
She's just like, thank you.
She's like
So
holding her, like, oh god.
And
And let me.
generate touch creature to stimulate natural healing. Casting time 1 minute. Stimulate its natural healing ability. Target regains 4d8, 15 hit points. Shit. Spell.
So I rolled a 19.
Severed body members, finger, legs, tails, if any are restored after 2 minutes. If you have severed part and held it to a stump. Okay.
Shit.
You cast regenerate. And the healing light spreads over her and you concentrate it on her face. And you see that there are some parts of the socket that that look like that they had dissolved away, start to grow back. But the eyes themselves do not return. You
But
get the
does
sense
it-
that they have been gone for a while.
Do the
Oh,
at least
Longer
okay.
than
does
2
it,
minutes.
yeah. Does it at least look like it's healed over? It's not just gaping wounds.
Yeah, it's not just a gaping flesh wound. It's
Yeah.
just like, yeah.
Yeah.
It
So
is
wait.
as much, yeah.
So the eyes cannot regenerate.
No, because
It
it's been
says
more
it-
than 2 minutes.
Yeah, it has to be
Oh,
within
okay.
2 minutes of it.
I
So
see.
it says that it takes. Oh, okay, because I thought it was saying it takes 2 minutes to restore.
Yeah, that's
No,
what I
no,
thought
no.
too.
Transfer body moves, if any, are restored after 2 minutes. Oh, did I read this wrong? You have
That's
some
up to you. I just like
different-
that was my interpretation of it. Like you can
Oh,
interpret it
okay.
however the heck you want.
Okay.
I think that's one of the things that it's written weirdly and it's
Yeah,
Yeah,
the writing
yeah.
here is so
Worded.
weird.
You know, we'll go with that. No, you're right. You're right. I read it wrong. Okay.
Okay.
Boop. Just, they just popped. No. It's actually kind of horrific looking.
Ugh.
It's watching eyeballs grow back into their sockets.
It must be horrific seeing for her.
I mean,
It's definitely not comfortable. For
I'm sure her optic nerve forms last. It's okay.
Ooh.
But you know how that feeling, I don't know, like you ever feel like, anyone have like really bad allergies and you get that really itchy eye feeling? Yeah. That's basically what she's going through right now as
She's
her
just holding-
eyeballs start to grow
Yeah.
back.
It'll
And
be alright.
it almost looks like you're watching like a petri dish of like mold grow, but it forms into an eyeball.
gross.
Okay, important question. Extremely important.
Yes.
Is she hot?
I knew you were gonna.
Fuck, did I get any artwork for her? I did not
We
expect
just
her to
brought this woman
live.
back from the brink of death.
Listen, D&D rule, everyone's hot.
I have a question just so I can know how sad I should be. Did I need the healing potion?
Not necessarily, but I mean, hey, sure, whatever.
You don't know that.
Are you sure?
For additional shits and giggles, yeah, sure. Okay, so
are
here
you
is
alright?
yeah, she blinks back, blinks, and looks at all of you for the first time, and she's just like, "Thank you." How?
Aaron just like, fuck you, and she like slams the little vial on the ground.
Here's the NPC.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, she's hot.
And she definitely still feels very like weak. Like she has
Yeah.
some hit points back, but she still
Yeah.
feels very shaken by the experience. And she's
Let's-
just like,
yeah.
"Where
let's
are
just,
we? Are we still?"
Yeah. Let's just say.
we need to get out of here.
Okay.
Working on it. We have to take care of whatever's up there. But there are friends back in that cavern if you want to hide with them.
No, they're the ones who put me here. Who did this to me? We
The
have
mushroom
to get out
people?
of this place.
Bastard.
Where'd you come from?
Linzo Branson, of course.
Gesundheit what?
Mr. Branson, you know, the.
Oh, I see. Okay. You're quite a ways from home.
Yeah, you are quite a ways from home.
We
Is
cannot
there-
linger.
Is there a portal in Grekelstu that we can use to get back there? That you can use to get back to
Mr.
Mesopotamia?
Branson.
What portal are you talking about?
Oh shit.
Oh
How
yeah,
did
these
you
were
get
like from the
here?
ancient
Yeah.
legend.
How did you get here?
I was pursuing some escaped laborers.
Is that what we're calling them now?
And for a second, I liked you.
We just spent all this energy.
She narrows her eyes at you and she's like, "You are no drow. What are you doing out here? No matter, we have to go." She starts to get up and she's just like,
I just look at the vial and I'm like, hey, can you puke that back up for me?
"There is a demon lord here."
Yeah, we know. We're going to deal with it.
Yeah, we're aware.
Then we must flee.
You can do whatever you want. We're taking care of the demon lord.
You
I mean,
cannot
hold
fight
on,
Help
hold
me.
on, hold on, hold on. I don't think. Should we?
You cannot fight a demon lord.
I
We
mean.
can't just let her leave.
We killed
You don't
the
know us very
fallen
well.
angel.
Okay, 1 second. Lady, what's your name?
That's a good question. Her name is. It's written down. So shut up. Zenaya. Not Zendaya. Zenaya.
Zendaya.
Zendaya is
house-
Michi.
What house do you work for?
Oh shit! You gotta make me look up every fucking thing.
Yeah.
Let me look at all the houses again.
You're gonna have to pull up every note you have.
It's not Bainray. We know that much.
Yeah.
We're gonna go. These are some weird ass names.
Right?
Like,
Listen, when I read the Legend of Just Bainray, I didn't know that was how it was pronounced. I always just said Banir. Because I'm dyslexic and I never said it out loud.
I'm just looking up quick. You know what? Screw it. We'll go with this one because there's no description for it. House Zoland.
Zolan. Alright.
Olaf, it's not antidepressant.
Hola.
No, not
Olaf?
Zoloft. Zoland. She says, "I am of House Zoland."
And tell me, is House Bainray still at top?
She looks at you and her eyes narrow and she says, "What kind of question is that?"
I'm not from around these parts, honey.
She tilts
think
her
it's a
head
great
to the side
question.
because you look like a full drow.
She'll take her hat off as in like tilting it to say hello.
You see that she kind of looks at you with a slight disgust, but she doesn't say anything.
I would put that that emotion back in your face before we actually off you.
She keeps her mouth shut, but then
There we go.
just looks at all of you and she's like, "So what is your plan then?"
I don't
Kill
know.
it?
I mean, that's none of your business.
I mean, so far our plan's going better than yours clearly did.
Yeah, Miss Mushroom Eyes.
Jeez. You see that she looks angry, but she refuses to respond since you did save her life, and she just says, "Very well. If you wish to go attempt to fight a demon lord, that is your funeral. I am going to try to get out of here."
And do us a favor. Your mission, it's over. Go back home.
She just
Oh.
she looks at you again, and she just kind of just like, "I don't understand what you mean.
You
There
said
is
you
no
were
going
chasing
home
people.
without achieving my mission."
Well, I guess you're not going home. Waterdeep's that way.
She says,
Waterdeep.
"You sending her to party?" No, she's just like,
We're not sending
Everyone
her
goes to
Waterdeep.
Waterdeep.
Not her. Not her.
Not her.
She shakes her head, dusts herself off, and proceeds to go further, go back down the pathway that you guys came from. And you see her just kind of check her pockets, and you see her check the rod. And about 10 feet from you, she
We
turns
forgot to take the rod from her.
she turns around and she glances to all of you and she says, "Did you see a giant beetle nearby?"
God.
Beetle?
Beetle.
Like Ringo, but like really tall.
She just shakes her head, "Never mind," and continues down the hallway.
Wait, should we ask her for like directions?
Should we not be worried about her compromising us?
Yeah.
I mean, I have
turns on her sword.
suggestions.
Like we very well could kill her, and we
Yeah.
would be justified because she sucks.
Yeah, at least we know now for sure she sucks.
Like I'm all for killing her. Like I know I've been against killing in the past, but this one's
No,
all right.
I'm with you. I just feel annoyed that I spent a
Wasted.
fucking healing potion on her.
Yeah.
But
She
could
looked
we
at me
use
in
her?
disgust, and I take offense to that.
It's reasonable.
Yeah, go for it. Let's do it.
Kill
We're just
her.
gonna get-
Kill her. Oh wait.
Okay, so we're not gonna ask her directions when she knows the area.
We should
Well,
start.
we're not. I mean, we're okay.
No,
Or
Well,
let me
what
say,
if we
can I
knock
cast
her
suggest-
out?
Here's some movement coming from behind, from the entrance.
Cool. I'm gonna
don't have
go
time, we
to
gotta go.
her. I'm gonna go to her. I'm
As
gonna
you
knock
guys
her
are
the fuck
arguing.
out. I'm gonna knock her the fuck out. That's what I'm gonna do.
I'm gonna try and perceive for beetle.
You're gonna try to knock her out.
Yeah.
Okay, make a stealth check. And
Okay.
I
Stealth
just threw my
is
d20
a
across the table.
stealth is a 14 plus 7.
Make an
That's a
attack roll.
number. Did you know I crit on natural 19s?
a couple times.
How do you knock her out?
Elena's just gonna turns off the sun sword, like goes behind her and just hits her in the temple with the hilt of it.
She goes
Nice.
down like a sack of potatoes. Like, she was not in the best condition to begin with. So you do knock her down and she is unconscious.
Just gonna start tying her up.
Put a sword.
How
through
many
her
of our
head.
500 feet of rope?
Put a sword through her head.
You do hear some more shuffling. Wait, are you actually going to kill her?
She has directions.
Yeah.
Wait, before we do that, can I perceive for this beetle?
Perceive for this beetle. Yeah, go ahead and make a perception check.
He has to be like a big beetle. That's a 23 for beetle.
23. You do not see a beetle in this passageway. You do see a very large myconid standing next to you, watching this whole thing unfold. As you guys
Oh,
continue to ignore.
Were they invisible? Or were they
Alina,
just
you have an
like...
inspiration die.
Thank you, Vivacia.
We should go or stay or do, but we have to go.
We're gonna start.
mean-
I'm gonna throw her over my shoulder. I'm gonna start walking back through that passage to the other side to get out of this fucking place.
Everybody make
I'm
a
a wave
save.
to the big boy. What?
As the myconid that is standing next to you lets out a cloud of spores.
Wow, that was sick. I wasn't gonna
Damn
mess
it.
with him.
7. Yeah. that's a
22.
16
What are we rolling?
Constitution. Constitution.
22.
22. Mira?
7. I'm gonna go back. 7.
7. All of you get hit with this blast of spores, and for a moment your vision is kind of hazed out by this. But the rest of you, like everybody but Mira, brushes it off. Mira, you inhale a big cloud of spores.
Fuck.
And you find that your whole body seizes up, and you are stunned. Roll initiative.
Oh god.
Oh god. Dun, 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 dun,
Oh yeah, here.
dun,
Where's
dun,
our
dun.
fight music?
It's so long.
I know.
Been so long.
It's been so long. Was it this one?
It's been a while.
Done.
All right.
24 for initiative.
24.
How did you get a decimal?
I don't know.
Oh, cause it's a tie. There's a tiebreaker.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Would stun affect
Baron?
rolling for initiative?
No, because you're just rolling to see who goes first. Oh, maybe. You might not get a first round. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know how this works.
There's incapacitated. Can't take actions or reactions. Can only speak falteringly. I'll say we'll kind of use Varen rules. You're stunned until like the next round.
Okay.
Encounter. Here we go. Varen, what'd you get?
27.
27. Mira?
18.
18. Alright. Alright, so Varen, you are up first.
Okay. Is it just the one?
It's just the one right now.
Okay. Where is it in relation to us right now?
It's literally right next to Screws. It was just standing there watching y'all because y'all were ignoring it.
Okay. Can I get into a position where I'm flanking with Bruce?
Yeah. Yeah, you can skirt around the other side of it.
All right, so we're gonna start off nice and strong with just doing a bunch of stacky smacks.
Yes.
Let's see how this goes. Okay, I assume a 20-something hits. 20 penis. 27 hits. I hope.
20 penises? That's a
20
lot.
penises? Jeez.
I hate all of you.
Yes.
Okay. That's minimum damage. 8 damage.
Mira, Hamala gave you a D10 ISPO.
Second
Ooh,
attack.
thank you.
I'm sorry, what was the damage again?
8.
8. Okay.
Second attack is the same number.
First,
For 9 damage.
9 damage.
And does this appear to be taking the hits hard, or is it going to be more beefy?
I mean, it hurts. I mean, you're hitting it.
Okay. And we're just gonna do a normal hit because he just ain't worth it. No hose this time. Does a 24 hit?
Yes.
Sexy. And 12 damage.
All right. Pop, pop, pop.
Oh, I'm an idiot. I forgot. Don't worry about it. Never mind.
All right. Next up is Alina. You have the chick over your shoulder. Zanea over your shoulder, who is unconscious.
I just
and-
drop her to the ground.
All right. You
As a
just
free
drop her.
action.
I'm so sorry, Solani. Add 18 more because I forgot to roll my second D8.
18. All right.
I knew it seemed low, and I was like, why am I not?
All right. Alina.
I'm going to, let me see if I remember how to bonus action rage, bitches.
Yay!
I haven't done that in so long. And she is going to, it's gonna be a frenzy rage. So actually, not gonna be a frenzy rage because I get 1 level of exhaustion. We have to fight a demon lady. But she is gonna attack twice. Is this thing undead?
It is not.
Okay, just making sure. She's gonna use the two-handed, so it's gonna be first attack is a 24 to hit.
That hits.
That's gonna be for 14 points of damage because it's 12 plus 2 for the rage.
Okay.
And then there's gonna be another, let's see, 18.
That hits.
Okay, that's gonna be for, max damage for 17 plus 2. That is 19 points of damage.
Yeah.
As
Yeah,
she just starts hacking.
You are just carving out chunks of this sad, sad creature who was just minding its own business.
It decided to spore us, okay?
It did decide to spore you. All right, that's it for your turn.
Yeah, that's it.
Next
That's
up
all I can
is
do.
Zanea. Okay. And then next up is Mira.
Oh, dang. Just.
What are you doing?
Wait, isn't she stunned?
Oh, that's right, you are stunned. I was wondering what you're doing. Okay, yeah, you're stunned. Never mind. I was wondering what this was.
She was squaring up.
Yeah, I was like, ah.
Yeah, you are stunned. Cruz.
I'm going to attack with my longsword.
Oh my god, thank you for the bits.
You?
Ooh, bits
thank
and
you.
bites. That's a 12 to hit.
12 does not hit.
It's fair. That's fair. I'd like to give bardic inspiration to Mira. She gets 1d12 inspiration die.
Oh, so Mira, I'm sorry. You're stunned for 1 minute, but you do get to make a save, a Constitution save,
Oh,
at the end of your turn.
ooh, okay. 19.
Okay. You are unstunned now, but you can't take your turn.
Okay.
All right. And Cruz, anything else you want to do?
Yeah, when I give her the inspiration, I'm like doing a little dance to like get her a limber again. Like, remember how you move, remember how you move, get limber, stretch it out, stretch it
Okay.
out.
Oh god.
All right, Varen, you were back up.
Oh shit. Okay, that was fast. All right, I'm gonna smack her a few times and see what happens.
Go for it.
That is large to hit, like 20 something. 12 damage.
That is enough.
Oh.
This creature goes down, and as it crumbles to the ground underneath your mighty blows, it lets out a weird piercing shriek, which is strange because it doesn't have a mouth, but you feel like it's almost deflating, and you can hear, and then you can it lets out these other spores that are different from the ones that you inhaled, but it lets out this shriek, and for a moment everything's quiet, and then you start hearing shuffling back from the end of the tunnel, back where you came.
Guys, leave her. We gotta go.
I think we should take her.
Alina's just throwing her over her shoulder and just going the other way.
Yeah, we're just
Like, we can do this. Let's bust
Alright.
it.
All right,
You,
to the tower it is.
all right, you head out into the grove, and you see. Let me see if I have a picture of it. Pausing battle music for a second. Let me see if I have a picture that I can share with you of where you are. But yeah, you head out the tunnel, and you find yourself standing before a massive mushroom tower. Do I not have a
No,
full
this is
picture
supposed to
of
be serious, but all I can see is a dick-shaped mushroom.
All mushrooms are fish-shaped.
It's true.
I don't
Even
have
the ones that look weird.
Here, we'll use this one. This is good enough. Kind of like that, but way bigger.
Very good.
You see a massive mushroom.
That's what they
tower,
all say.
And outside of this tower, you see there is a bunch, like dozens, of humanoids with various fungi growing off of them, marching around, and you see other myconids marching around, and you hear that kind of strange hum that seems to be coming from all of them. A sort of strange, eerie, melodic hum. The smell here is overwhelming of rot. And you do see that there are some taller myconids milling around the right in front of the tower, searching out. Where are you going?
Aaron just looks at y'all and pulls out the rug and goes, huh?
Yeah.
Best bet.
All right, you pull out the rug and you hop on. And where are you going?
Top of the tower.
All right. You go to the top of the tower. You spiral around this massive fungal trunk. And you find that there are offshoots of large mushroom caps that dot the side of this tower. And you see occasionally some of these larger myconids milling around on the top of these caps. But eventually you head to the top of the tower. You see that the tower it's not like it's open at the top. It actually like almost fuses into the stone.
Ooh.
I like pull up next to like, are there windows at all? I think there aren't windows.
Not from what you can tell, no.
I pull up next to the stock and I look at Alina. I'm like, you still got that sun sword?
Lightsaber
that
noises. Yeah.
All right.
Cut us a door.
Yeah, just gotta cut a door open.
All right.
And aren't mushrooms kind of like fleshy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you start carving open a door from the side. Let me check something really quick. Wow. How thick are the walls? Let's see.
Nick,
How thick are the walls?
They're thick.
how many thieves? Oh my god, I really want ramen.
Let's see you some ramen.
I want curry.
Listen, you gotta pick one.
You're
No.
carving
Put the
away
curry in the ramen.
and
I
carving
can have tonkatsu ramen.
How long are you spending? Because after about 5 minutes, you've carved away, but it's not through.
Oh.
Oh, these balls are thick.
They're thick.
Ah.
Felt like it helped or something.
I don't. Fire?
Fire? Fire.
I mean, fire seems like it'd be
Fire
kind
seems
of-
like it would be.
kind of catastrophic, but maybe not. Are mushrooms
Kinda.
flammable?
Yeah,
Can I take a moment? Except never mind, because I don't have that too, never mind.
You don't want to take a moment?
I mean, I can take a moment, but unfortunately, not enough.
Ah.
Did we see an entrance on the bottom, at the bottom?
Make a perception check real quick.
Are we just stabbing a random giant mushroom?
just stabbing a
Uh,
giant rat.
22?
22? Yeah, you did see that there was several entrances at the bottom. It's almost like a
All
roots
right.
of a tree, you can imagine, and you can definitely see into it.
Alright. I'm gonna pick the one that looks the least guarded and go for it.
Okay, you guys are heading back down to the bottom.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the only way to do it, right?
All right, as you head down to the bottom, you find that they are. Yes.
Sorry, go ahead.
You find that they are. You find that they are all pretty much equally guarded. You see that next to each entrance are two of these larger myconids that are draped in like this, almost like the fungi grows into almost like what looks to be a gown. And they're stationed there as they watch the procession going circling around this tower.
So
Go
all in
ahead, go
favor,
ahead.
all in favor of just rolling and running.
Do it.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
All right, everyone off, and then I'll hop off, roll and run after you.
Okay.
You're
I'm
just-
gonna leave the rug floating with this bitch tied on it.
Okay, you leave the rug float. Where are you leaving it? Like how high? How close
Yeah,
are
I'm
y'all
concerned
to
about
the
that.
entrance?
Maybe 30 feet up high. She's tied. She's like hog tied.
All right, just kind of midair, just.
Yeah.
All right, how close are you to the entrance from here? Are you guys
About
just
30
trying
feet.
to dive off? Is that what you're doing?
I can roll.
Yeah, tuck and
Roll.
roll. It's like 15 feet?
Okay.
Sure.
All right. Everybody make a athletics or acrobatics check
28.
as you dive 30 feet off the top of this rug.
30.
So,
It's fine.
Sorry,
17.
29.
Oh.
29, 17, okay.
I have good news and bad news. The bad news is that I rolled a 1. The good news is that I don't take fall damage.
There you go.
So you eat shit, but it's fine.
So I face plant, and then I get up looking fine.
You
get up.
face plant like half a centimeter from the floor.
Yeah.
And then you
You just get up really elegantly. You're like, brush it off. Brush it off.
I
It wasn't
got
anything.
21.
You got 21? Okay, yeah, you all gracefully dive off, tuck and roll off of this thing, manage to not hurt yourselves.
Aaron ain't so graceful, but
Normally, you would totally just do a flip in the mid-air, but for some reason, you just get caught on like this tendril of fungus that has grown off of this tower, and it flips you over, and you face plant right in front of these two large myconids, who
Oh,
all
no.
look down at you, and look at everybody else who just landed, and a cloud of spores fills the area.
I look up and I'm like, can we just let this go just this once?
Let me pull this up real quick.
We're never here.
We're doing this again. I need, let's see. I need everybody to make I need everyone to make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh
Ooh.
no!
I
Oh
have a +0. No. That's an 8.
no! I have a +0 and I rolled a 3.
Wee.
I'm gonna die.
Aaron, please tell me you got something good.
I'm checking a couple of things. Okay, we're definitely gonna use.
Looking in
Would
the
bardic
files.
inspiration still be available?
Yeah,
It
because
should
I gave
be.
it to you. You haven't used it yet.
Okay.
That's 1d12.
You have
And
a
D12.
D10 and a D12 because Humbly also gave you an inspo.
Yeah, I'm definitely. We might have to be using those a little bit because that was a natural one.
I'm a lose just to you.
All right.
Oh my god.
I mean, I guess it's not okay. So it was a natural one, but with that 2, that added 2, 13.
All right. You all fail.
With 22?
Oh, sorry. I thought everybody else. I thought you got left. Yes. No. Sorry.
22 saves. Everybody else
Thank you.
fails.
God.
I got you. It's fine.
You all. Yeah. Everybody but Varen fails. Let's see. We gotta do some damage.
Damage. Blind closest damages.
Oh wait. What did I do? I just rolled from the sheet.
Oh, we do have Gerda healing potions from
Oh, I need to
Humbly
roll
because she
4
sheared
times
as well. We all do.
All right. So Varen, you take 12 points of psychic damage. Everybody else takes 25, and everybody else is incapacitated. As you all
Ow.
just sort of seize up. And we're gonna go into some more initiative again. Immediately. Actually, no, we're at time.
Yeah, we're exactly at
We are
time.
exactly at time. So when we start
What a
this,
cliffhanger, everyone.
yeah, so we got 3 people who are incapacitated, 1 person who isn't. You got a drow that you just brought back to life, or like healed, tied up on a rug, suspended 30 feet in the air. This is going well. This is going well for y'all.
What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly
And you know
go wrong?
What's hilarious? So I did a DM prep stream where I was preparing for this, and I'm like scaling people up and like creating stats and stuff like that, and I'm just like, I don't think they're actually gonna fight Zuckmoy, but I'm gonna make it hard anyway.
I mean, have you met us?
Yeah. I'm like, God damn it.
We have to fight her.
Well,
We
all
have to fight her.
here we go.
I want to go into Mesoveranza with the head of a demon lord and throw it at people so they can know I'm fucking here to fuck shit up. Okay?
Oh my God.
Imagine us having any part of a dead demon lord in our fucking bar. The clout.
Right? I mean, if I put her head in the bag of holding, it'll stay fresh because there's no oxygen. Just saying.
All right. Yeah, that's gonna draw a good crowd for sure. For sure. Not necessarily the best savory crowd, but who knows?
You know, all the normal people.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so that was us, our first episode returning from hiatus. So thank you all for joining us.
What an amazing way to end.
That
Baron
was-
just sitting there like, guys.
What an amazing game back and an amazing way to end the game back.
Yeah, that's pretty great. All right, so next week y'all are apparently fighting Zuckboy. Well, actually not next week. We're playing every other week now, so it's gonna be the week after next. But follow us on Twitter at Plot Hunters if you want to find out when we're gonna play next. What do you all have going on besides this game?
Tomorrow morning, I'll be DMing for a few friends of mine over at the Hype Goblin if you want to check that out. And on Thursdays, I'll be over at Indoor Adventures playing a Vampire Queen if you want to check that out for the next few weeks. And that's all the stream games I have. Don't look at my home game list.
Just endless home games.
Just don't look at it. It's fine.
All right. Anybody else?
Not doing a thing.
Are you
All
playing
of my
Final Fantasy
games.
14?
Oh, I mean, I am on I am on a friend's stream now. He plays Dark Souls.
Yes.
I'm yelling at him and bullying him while he plays Dark Souls. Other than that, all of my current engagements are private games and not streamed. But I am hard at work scribbling my way through an adventure for these fuckers. Just lots of writing.
I like how it blurred out, so it made it look like it was censored, or like
It's censored!
It is
It's top
censored. Y'all aren't
secret.
allowed to see what I have planned for you guys.
Because guess what, guys? When this campaign's over, Jen's gonna be taking us on a wild campaign.
Through the Wild West. No.
No.
Wow, it's no.
That'd be something though.
That'd be.
No, this will be taking place either in Eberron or a homebrew world.
nice.
Homebrew, homebrew, homebrew.
I'm working on it. Depends on how fast we get through this campaign.
Okay.
PB, how's Final Fantasy 14 treating you?
I mean, I finished Endwalkers, cried a lot. Like, I was dehydrated. Like, 10 out of 10. Now it's nothing, and now I'm on Horizon Forbidden West.
That's right, that just came out.
Can't play Forbidden West until I've played Elden Ring.
Yeah. When is Elden Ring supposed to be out?
Forget about Elden Ring. What?
When is Elden Ring supposed to be out?
Is it 21st?
Friday.
Oh, I didn't realize it was that soon. Damn, okay.
It's coming Friday, which is why I couldn't play Forbidden West because it takes me more than a week to play.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, I no longer have the time to just spend the entire day on a video game.
That's sick and twisted, is what it is.
I know.
Ishi, what do you got going on? Anything cool? Puppies?
Um,
Yeah, puppies.
I have puppies. I've been playing a game of Civ 5. I'm currently Poland right now. I'm really crushing it. But Russia is on my ass, and we're about to duke it out. It's about to go down. I'm not streaming this anywhere. This is just what I'm doing at home.
As for me, I have been streaming mostly Genshin Impact because that's my current obsession. Occasionally a couple other games. I might check out Lost Ark at some point just because I'm curious.
I've heard good things.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of things, good things, so I'm gonna give that a try at some point. But you can follow me at MistressVerse here on Twitter and on Twitch. And yeah, so thank you guys for hanging out with us, and we shall see you in 2 weeks to see how they handle fighting a demon lord. They
Oh,
just
play Disco
great-
Elysium.
If we
make
can
great
survive the
choices.
fucking mushroom people first.
Listen, we make great choices. It's alright.
Yeah, you absolutely do.
Y'all better fucking pass your saves next week because Varen is not the type to self-sacrifice.
Listen. Anyway, good night, guys.
Good night, everybody. See you
Good
in a few
night.
weeks.
Bye.